2, 1. Yeah, baby, you're live, wow. It's totally fucking it's totally fucking crazy. Yeah, buddy. We're here. How are we all? Welcome. Welcome to yet another chill on cinema viewing stream with me. It's me, Klman. Wowee. What are all doing? It's popping, bro. Happy, it's 420 today. Anyone knows? Happy weed day, everybody. Hope you all had a good one. Hope you toked some frickin' sick heavy doinks. I know I certainly have. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see how the stream goes, you know what I'm saying? Just hang out and watch some on cinema, you know? Pretty exciting. Let me just get up what I'm trying to get up. Oh yeah, apologies if I've got any mic problems, by the way. I just built up my stream, and my microphone setup seems to be hissing pretty majorly. It's XLR, as you may or may not see. So I don't know if that's something to do with the power supply. It probably is. Don't know why it's doing it. I've not really touched it to make it do that. So I don't fucking know, but very annoying. Am I live right now? I don't know. Ugh, I keep getting tricked by this shit, man. I don't know if I'm live or not. I think I am. I must be. It's because OBS and fucking YouTube have got separate and go live things. But yeah, my mic's... Hello, welcome to the stream. I don't know if it started already. If it has, not. Hello, welcome to the stream. It's me, Klman. So on cinema chill stream. Gonna watch some on cinema stuff like we do every Saturday. Yeah, I was just saying my mic might be fucked, or the power supply for my mic might be fucked. I don't know. It's hissing. It's annoying. I do voiceover stuff for my videos, and I've got a fucking uni project where I'll also have to be using it. I can do some noise reduction on it for now. It's not too bad. Tinder House, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. We'll be kicking it off very, very soon. I'm just talking about my mic potentially being fucked because it's hissing. Don't know if it's power supply or what. Need to fuck around with it after the stream, but I hope it sounds alright. I've put on some noise suppression bullshit to try and combat it, so I don't know what it sounds like right now, but you can let me know. But yeah, we're gonna listen to some more on cinema podcasts today, of course, because we're still fucking on them and they're never ending. But we're nearly there. I think there's 15 total, we're on 31, so I think we can rush through all of them, and hopefully we can start watching some on cinema at the fucking cinema, because really, we just all want to see that, don't we? I know I certainly do at this point. Yeah, oh good, thank God. Thank you for letting me know. I need to keep an eye on it after the stream, because that's fucking annoying. It's probably the way the wires are sitting or something. But yeah, we'll just kick it off, shall we? Happy 420, everybody. Hope you all had smoking some mad doinks. Whatever. I know I did. Yes. Here we go. Very, very exciting. Yeah, we just jump in, bro. What are we even waiting on? There's no real updates on content or anything. Scripts are still getting, excuse me, worked on. You know how it is. They're coming. Last university assignment on the 25th. And then university's fucking done. It's over. No more. Finished. Fucking kaput. Done. Thank fuck. And then I can work on my own stuff. And that's all I really want in this godforsaken earth. Welcome. Let's just fucking jump in. Where we left off last time, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it was Hunt for Red October. Yes, I think that's correct. 18th of May 2012. We're now here on the 24th of May 2012. With the 35th episode of the On Cinema podcast. Still going strong. The On Cinema family is growing exponentially. Tensions are brewing between Tim and Greg. Greg likes VHS tapes. You know how it's been going. Usual stuff, really. It's all happening. It's all becoming the On Cinema we all know and love at this point. We've got a review of Krippendorf's Tribe, a 1998 film from Todd Holland. I thought it was Tom Holland. Never mind. I thought it was the guy who made Child's Play, but it's not. Don't know what this film is. Never heard of it. Anthropologist, New Guinea tribe. No clue. We're just going to jump into the review. It's 5 minutes. Thank fucking God. Hopefully, I'm hoping none of these podcasts are going to be like the Three Stooges podcast, which went on for like 14 minutes or something. Oh, man. Don't know if I could take that. How exciting. Turn up my ears. I'm looking forward to this all week, baby. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of On Cinema. My name is Tim Heidecker, your host.
Welcome back to another episode of On Cinema, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for everybody, by the way, for listening, and we really appreciate
You're welcome.
One a quick plug.
Plug. Shilling started.
Coming in San Francisco.
Oh.
We're going to be appearing at the Roxy Theater and doing a whole night celebrating the career of John Travolta and Lily.
Huh. On Cinema live event? Is that what that is? That must be like the first one they ever did, if not one of them, right? I don't think. Must be. I didn't realise they were doing shit like that so early on with the podcast. That's kind of nuts. On Cinema family were massive at that point even. That's kind of crazy. Huh. I wonder if any video evidence of that exists.
Tomlin.
That would have been good for the doc.
We're going to be showing a movie called Moment by Moment, and the information for that event is going to be posted up on facebook.com/OnCinemaPodcast.
Wow.
We're going to be tweeting about it. It's going to be a really exciting night. We're going to
Had I known about that, again, would have covered it in a documentary video, but I didn't.
Be doing a special live broadcast of...
No way.
Well, I should say live taping of...
So I'll be coming up.
Cinema, where we're going to be saluting the films of John Travolta and
that must be a future installment.
And of course,
exciting
to choose from. I'm going to be joined up there by a frequent guest of the show.
Ooh, which one?
With me right now, Mr.
Greg Smith.
Greg.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
How's everybody doing today?
Not
I'm doing great.
All right.
Anyways,
fair.
So Greg, you excited for the San Francisco trip? Or?
Yeah, I know we recorded some of our best episodes.
I just realised I didn't tweet that I'm live. I'm going to do it right now. Excuse me, folks.
When we were visiting there on vacation. So to return and do a special live
Link.
presentation of On Cinema where you can come out and meet us. And
follow me on Twitter or
podcast
X, wherever you prefer.
Live
at Papa Klman
movie, moment by
for
moment.
updates on
That's,
videos.
That's a treat.
Okay, so stay tuned throughout the week for more information about that.
I just realised I forgot to plug the links. Links down below in the description if you want to watch the Career Perspective video on Cinema, which is why we're watching On Cinema right now. The documentary about the history of it. It's very good. You should watch it. There's also a Streamlabs link right now as well, if you feel like throwing pennies at me for fucking whatever reason. Whatever you want to do. Thanks. Let's continue.
And
I usually do that at the start and I forgot.
Also, just a quick plug for a guy that does a lot of great work. He's a old radio guy by the name of Stuart Fleming here in the Southland area. I've been taking some
Stuart Fleming
broadcasting lessons from him, and been doing his Saturday class, and really
this is lore I was not aware of. Tim trying to break into radio.
Picking up a lot of great tips when it comes to just if you're interested in doing any kind of broadcasting, whether it's podcasting or news, journalism, or anything. This guy is terrific, and he's gotten
decent plug. I mean, that's nice of him.
Focused in on fixing some certain things about my my diction and the way I speak.
Fixing some certain Wow, bruh, we're literally talking about Tim Heidecker of On Cinema trying to improve his diction and the way he pronounces words. Holy shit. Did it ever get better? No, it didn't.
In the way I use
oh my god.
A lot of cool stuff going on.
Can't believe they were talking about that even then.
Look him up if you're in the Southland area.
That's funny.
Improve your skills.
Anyhow,
Greg, today we're going to be talking about a film that you requested. It is called... It's a Richard Dreyfuss film called
Richard Dreyfuss, I know that name.
Klippendorf's Tribe.
We're 2 minutes into this review, literally. We've not even, now we're talking about the film.
Krippendorf's Tribe.
I can never pronounce that. You pronounce it and tell me how.
Krippendorf's Tribe, and this is one of my favorites. It's a comedy.
It's a classic.
Kind of a family movie, I guess. Richard Dreyfuss and Jenna Elfman. And if you haven't seen it, this is kind of one of those films that slipped under the radar. So
I don't know if it's because you've not watched this for about a week, but the way that Greg's given the delivering the review is very much at the cinema. Do you know what I mean? It feels like he's starting to come together as the Greg that we know. Do you know what I mean? I just picked up on that there. I don't know if I'm tripping.
Yeah, I don't even remember that coming out. Tell me about it. Is it it's got such a weird name. It must have.
Yes. And
must be
that's
some
one of the
double
things I liked
meanings
about it.
Somewhat. What does he mean by that?
Yes, Krippendorf.
What did bro mean by that?
Some sort of professor or something, and he's gets a grant to study.
Okay. Plot.
The, natives in
Richard Dreyfuss, and you haven't seen it. You should. Oh.
New Guinea.
Great review, Greg.
Money,
that's what I mean. You sold me on it. Greg told me that, bro. I mean, you must be good. I need to check it. Don't know if I've ever seen a lot of films with Richard Dreyfuss in it. I know the name, but I don't know.
Pretending that they're the
not too sure.
Guinea, and it's very, very funny.
Great. Well, Richard Dreyfuss is one of the greats. He can do comedy. He can do drama.
Goodbye Girl is another good one.
Another good one.
And I guess, I mean, I must have seen this at some point on television. It's not coming back to me, but
oh, it's great.
It's great.
And
it's a classic.
Klman directed it, and he's done a lot of TV work, but I think this was sort of his
TV doesn't count, obviously.
Film director.
Pretty good review there. Competent, well delivered.
Okay.
God damn. Okay.
Great to know. Thank you very much, Greg. And if you're looking for a movie to watch this weekend,
I think Tim was stunned by that half competent review there.
Or throughout the week, check out that movie, Klippendorf.
I was,
and I keep on saying Klippendorf.
I know, and it's not.
It's not.
This is a movie that you can get very easily, very cheaply.
Cool. Good.
I actually recommended it to a friend who told me, hey, I picked up that movie recommended for 1 cent.
All right.
Knuckle crack, sorry.
Well, thank you very much, Greg. And again, we'll be in San Francisco.
Tribe.
Let me plug the San Francisco. We'll be in San Francisco Saturday night. June 2nd at the Roxy Theater.
Neat.
So please join us there for Moment by Moment and live
wonder what that will be like.
Of On Cinema, where we salute the films of John Travolta.
I really wonder if anyone ever caught that on video. I don't think so. I surely would have stumbled upon it while doing the research, right? But I didn't. I don't recognise it like that.
And Lily Tomlin, who
it's gonna be fun.
You were telling me Lily Tomlin's actually in Klippendorf's tribe.
Yeah.
Klippendorf's tribe. Why does he keep saying that?
Klippendorf's tribe. She's great. I mean, she's great in everything, but it's nice to see her in a movie like this.
Sweet.
All right. Well, thanks everybody, and see you in Frisco Bay.
Yes. Excellent. We're back into it now. And we're going to just move swiftly on once again to another modern release, it seems. Oh no, it's not. 2006. Damn, bro, that long ago. It's the Zack Snyder masterpiece 300, a film that I have sadly never fucking seen. I remember the meme very well. That was I remember that being very big on YouTube at one point in my life. That was probably the only thing I've ever saw from 300. No word of a lie. I know it's based on a comic, a graphic novel. And I know this is probably one of Zack Snyder's better films because, you know, Zack Snyder is a bit of a mixed bag of a filmmaker, man, isn't he? But, we got a third review here. Jordan? Who the fuck is that? Jordan Hoffman? Damn. 3 hosts. This is kind of new lore to me. Who the fuck is that? J Hoffman 6. Did he ever tweet? Wow, this is exciting. Let's just do it. It's a 12-minute review. Fucker. Well, let's just find out. Jordan Hoffman reviewing 300? What? I am very intrigued by that.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of On Cinema. My name is Tim Heidecker.
I can hear shuffling as if over a phone, so this Jordan Hoffman guy's doing a review over the phone, assumedly on FaceTime. Let's find out.
Your host. It's a podcast where I talk about movies and different.
It's the second time he's done that.
Movies. Hopefully, we'll get to the point soon where we're seeing movies before you see them. Then we could do little previews. And
did they ever get to previews? I don't think so.
Anyways, I got a different special show today. I've got with me my often on the show.
Probably Greg.
Guest Greg Turkington.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Glad to be here and to talk about cinema with everyone and
we love doing that.
Fill you in on all the details about movies that you might have missed.
And I've also,
here we go.
Also would like to welcome our special guest.
Go on.
Via
Intrigued by this.
computer is Jordan
On the computer. Yep.
Hoffman. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. I'm a long-time listener, and I got to say the audio fidelity of the
let me just give you a little.
No way. There's gonna be fucking audio feedback on his side, bruh. That's gonna be so fucked.
A little explanation of who you are.
Maybe not. I heard that for a minute though.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan is a film writer. He writes.
I see.
He used to write for UGO.com and is a freelance writer who works for.
I feel like Greg's being challenged at the moment by this. A film buff with accolades. Oh dear.
Writes for MTV,
What's gonna happen?
About.com, IFC/film, Screen Crush,
Damn.
Badass Digest, and I'm sure.
Badass Digest? Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you both through cyberspace.
Cool. So the movie we're talking about today is
Cyberspace.
300.
Yeah, this is a great movie. I love this movie, and of course, if you've seen Lord
Great
of the
movie.
Rings
I love
or
this
that
movie.
type of movie,
Lord of the Rings. This is a very, very, very key element of on cinema that will become much more prevalent as we go on. Lord of the Rings, more specifically The Hobbit, Greg Turkington's favourite film of all fucking time. Of all time. That will become clearer as these go on. You will see.
this would fit in very, very well into that category. So I just loved it. It was a classic.
You really think so? You really think it's of a piece with Lord of the Rings?
Oh.
I mean, I find them to be polar opposites in a sort of a philosophical point of view.
Here we go.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, I mean, they're both great. They're both fantasies, and they don't take place, in Hollywood or in New York City. So
It's true.
with these sorts of characters, I mean, you can't go wrong, and it's just a great movie. And Frank Miller
Solid.
is the director and did a great
I'm assuming with Frank Miller he means the comic writer. Not. That's a very strange mix-up. How do you know about Frank Miller?
job, and this was a big hit.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
it
Well, actually, Frank Miller was the writer of the
Comic.
the graphic novel.
Yes. How does Greg
It was actually Zack Snyder who was the director.
know that?
all right.
Right.
Well,
Okay, well, so Jordan, tell me a little bit about this movie. I mean, I'm not super familiar with it. I remember seeing it. Can you tell me a little bit about sort of where...
First of all, it's based on an actual historical event, the Battle of Thermopylae in ancient Greece.
Real film knowledge going on. I don't know if I can handle this, bro.
300
I don't know if I can handle this.
Held off the Persians at the Hot Gates, and it's done in a very stylized manner.
Yes.
And I think a lot of critics don't give it its due.
Really?
Because it was, it was released in 2007 when the political culture was really very, very testy about anything to do with East versus West. And, it's about the...
Interesting.
The Greeks, symbolizing Western culture,
Yep.
fighting off the invasion of the East, the Persians. One could argue. As
Very interesting, insightful stuff.
Stand-in for Islamic culture, and it seemed in bad taste at the time.
Okay.
But that's all to the side of the fact that it's a really engaging fun action film that is completely over the top, highly stylized, and was quite revolutionary in its use of green screen and hyper stylized violence.
yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, I mean, that could be true. I think it's a popcorn movie, and
I think it's a popcorn movie. That will come back a few times as well. What a great use of that. After all of that insightful film analysis, it's a popcorn film. I mean, really. This is Greg Turkington talking here.
became a classic when it came out.
It's a classic. When it came out.
100% a popcorn film, but I think it actually works. Not to mix my Greco metaphors, but a little bit of a Trojan horse in that it sort of brought in some higher political themes, subversive themes. That maybe 15, 14-year-old boys weren't expecting to see.
No.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Well, I didn't know anything about that. I mean, like I said, I'd seen it once on, I think, Stars.
Well, I've seen it 3 times, so I
Free.
mean, some of what you're saying is right, but a lot of it's just not. I mean, it's not that type of a thing. This is a fun movie.
Well, it is
it's
true.
fun.
It is
I
true
mean,
that
kids would like it. adults like it. Everyone likes it. It's just a lot of fun.
But
no.
I mean, but a lot of what he said's wrong as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Feminists don't like it, and those who are very, hypersensitive to sort of bombastic, neo-fascist imagery don't like it. But I think they're the ones who are being.
They don't go to movies.
Okay, all right. Well, let me just.
Females don't watch films.
Those people don't
Greg.
go to movies.
Let me jump in because I want to talk about the lead star of this movie, Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. I just absolutely slammed my
Jordan,
computer
was
there.
this sort of
Sorry.
his first big action movie, or the big movie that broke him out, or?
Certainly the first thing that gave him any real attention. I mean,
I'd heard
really...
of him before. He's done a lot of great movies over the years. He's with
Gerard Butler. From? You gonna name any, Greg? From?
was in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh.
James Bond. I'm a big Bond guy, so.
Was he in Tomorrow Never Dies? I've not seen that one in a long fucking time. Who even was James Bond in Tomorrow Never Dies? Was that a Timothy Dalton one? Pierce Brosnan? One of those two? I can't remember.
I knew him from that.
Maybe feel like it's Timothy Dalton for some reason.
That made him a leading man, and it's not that he does a great role. He's a sort of a cipher for alpha male. The Spartan culture
buddy.
is
Chads.
not exactly warm and fuzzy. He's there's a sequence of him just murdering the injured, but he's takes his shirt off and he's got tremendous muscles.
He's like
I don't know if you guys...
Right, he's like a sex symbol as well.
Yeah, and he was born in November of 1969, so he's getting up there in years, but give him a shot. He's a great actor, and it's a great film.
What the fuck's I got to do in? Oh shit.
Netflix.
It also was one of the first films anybody saw Michael Fassbender in, who now is a tremendous.
Is that true, Mike? That was one of Michael Fassbender's big hits. Damn, feels like he's been around forever. 2006.
Star.
Fucking
familiar
hell.
with his work, I'm sure.
Yeah.
From?
Did you see Shame, the film that was very, very popular at festivals and with the critics last year?
I have it on my list. Definitely not something I've seen yet.
They're getting out.
You'd recommend?
How many
videotapes
do you own?
Good question.
I actually don't.
Okay.
Come on. Okay then.
No. I mean, I used to have some videotapes.
So you're not really committed to building a library and having films for reference, because that's how you build up expertise.
Does this Jordan motherfucker make a Victorville film archive? I don't fucking think so. Well said, Greg. Keep it coming, my guy. Fight your corner, my friend.
The important thing is that this guy knows a lot about this movie, and he knows
movie
obviously
buff.
a lot about
tapes.
Movies
off the
general.
show.
For example,
come on.
You write for StarTrek.com, correct, Jordan?
Yeah, that's actually accurate. I read.
We're about to see the return of, I think, a classic gag here. StarTrek.com. I'll let it speak for itself.
I write a
I'll
weekly
explain
column
later.
for StarTrek.com.
But that's not an authorized site. That's just a fan thing. Anyone can. I mean, that's like
it's
that's like saying you write
StarTrek.com.
for Wikipedia or something.
No, it's StarTrek.com. That's official. That's an official.
No, somebody
Star Trek
just
website.
There's poachers. There's people who make a living getting websites. There's guys that go on and
damn.
Well, can you settle a bet for us then? Because we had this discussion about several months ago about Star Trek 2. And Greg
This fucking
insisted
bet.
that it was, and I've
I
pretty
can't
much
believe this came
confirmed it
back.
to our audience, but I'm convinced that the plot of Star Trek 2 was about the Wrath of Khan. It was called the Wrath of Khan, and Greg seems to think that it was about them going back to San Francisco, which is actually the plot of
Which is a beautiful say.
Can you just clear the record?
You're right, Tim. Number 2
That's Star
was
Trek
about
4.
Khan, and number 4 was when they go back to San Francisco in the 1980s. They go through time.
Greg is basically convinced for a fact that the plot of Star Trek 2 Wrath of Khan is the plot of Star Trek 4, which is when they go to San Francisco in the modern age. This was brought up in like maybe the first few podcasts in the first series, and it's just a running gag, and it's returned apparently.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree.
And then he just disagrees anyway.
The second, it depends on how you number it. I mean, look what they did with the Star Wars movies. If you are an expert in that, you see that they took the first one, and now that's the fourth one. So, I mean, anything's possible, I guess.
Actually, if you go way back, it was always episode 4. Not originally.
Are we talking about Star Trek here?
No, this would be Star Wars.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't write for StarWars.com, but I
No.
I'm
Come on.
I swing both ways in that regard.
Can you tell me anything about the new Star Trek movie that's coming up?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna
have
have-
Leonard
actually-
Nimoy.
I'm actually
Fuck,
asking
jump,
Jordan.
it's got Leonard Nimoy on it.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Well, the script is very much under wraps. There have been a lot of rumors, so I actually don't
So you
right
don't
now
know.
know
Insider stuff.
Anything about it?
Yeah, well, actually, that's actually a little accurate. I don't know too much about the plot itself, other than it's the continuing adventures. There were some rumors
of course. I mean, it's not.
Duh.
Of course, it's the continuing adventures. That's what they all are. That's why we love the series, and that's why it's a successful series.
Well said, Greg.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. But as far as like who the villain is, whether it's Klingons, whether it's Khan in a new form, whether it's
Ricardo Montalban died about 3 years ago.
no,
So
he
they
did
can't do that
die,
again.
but so did the guy who played the original Scotty, and they've got a new one, and the original Bones and whatnot. In fact, none of the original cast is in the new Star Trek films, with the exception of Leonard Nimoy.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is why fans don't care for these movies. And
I just turned on a dime, bro. Greg was like pretty open about this, and then as soon as he found an opening, well, no one likes these films anyway. Genius.
I give him a
It
chance.
actually did pretty well. It not only
He's a
did do well with
genius.
new fans, but it managed to appeal to a great number of the original fans. It was a nice handing of the baton. I mean, there were some ruffled feathers in the community, but by and large, people seem to enjoy it.
All right. Well, those
That's
are
fair
obviously 300 is very different from Star Trek, but I was glad to be able to talk to you about that here. Once again, thanks
Just
Jordan
settling
for
this
coming on the
once and for
show.
all.
Jordan Hoffman. You can find his work at StarTrek.com.
until until they shut it down because it's not an authorized.
It's not an
site.
authorized site.
About.com, IFC, /film, Screen Crush, and
It's a
also
lot of
Greg.
places.
They may take Screen Crush out as well.
And also
So thank
Greg
you for-
Turkington here. Greg, do you have any websites you want to plug? Or,
Well, I'm working on my first book right now. I'm not messing around.
Oh, the book. I think this gets brought up way later as well. I think this is a thing.
With websites.
I recognise the book.
that's, anyone can do that, and taking 30 years of film expertise and putting it in a book that hopefully will be able to give all the details about when it's published on this podcast, on our podcast.
Exciting.
So thanks everyone for tuning in.
Nice, Greg.
And stick around next week. We'll be back with
well,
more
let me do
on
the ending
cinema.
Here. Let me do the ending.
He's trying to end it.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Yeah.
And again, thanks to Jordan Hoffman for calling in. Thanks to my laptop for letting us do this with the whole
Thank you,
iChat
Tim's
and everything
laptop.
is really awesome. I recommend using it if you're doing a podcast and want to talk to somebody that's not in your vicinity.
Oh, yeah. Can FaceTime someone, bro. Smart.
One other quick question. How can people get a hold of 300?
Netflix.com, which is a very popular site, and if you're not
people
on
use
it,
Netflix.
it's
You're not
very
movie
easy
buff,
to
you're not
sign
on
up for, and it's so much easier than having to go to your local store and get movies. You just watch them come in the mail. I also recommend checking thrift stores for old videotapes. People like Jordan are getting rid of their videotapes.
People like
and
Jordan
find
are getting rid of
some
their
great-
tapes.
Great titles that way.
Netflix is good, and there are some ways you could stream it. Through the various of the major platforms for streaming. If
Major
you wanna
platforms.
watch it on your mobile device, your iPad, or right through your TV.
Oh, he's talking about device, bro. We're one up each other. This is intense.
Technology.
Aha.
That is 300 and some of the Star Trek movies we also hit on. And actually, we kind of talked about Star Wars too, which is cool. All right,
Very
thanks
cool.
very much, everybody, and see you next week.
What a fucking tense written episode, man. God damn. Jordan Hoffman, ladies and gentlemen. That was very fascinating just to have a person actually knows what the fuck they're talking about on the show. Really stepping into Greg's territory there. Oh, good stuff. Okay, and then we're moving on again to the George Lucas 1973 film American Graffiti, which I know about again. Never seen it. I know American Graffiti gets brought up again and on cinema. I'm pretty sure the first Oscar special they had an actress from this film. Don't remember her name, but she was on it. But we're just going to dive in and see what we're talking about. A little 3-minute review. Excellent.
Hi, everybody. This is Tim Heidecker. You're listening to another
Damn, it's like a Series 1 flashback.
episode
Recording this
of
in
On
some
Cinema.
fucking
It's
restaurant.
a podcast where we talk about movies, We are with my guest, one of my guests that I've had on the show before, Greg Turkington. He's here. We're actually live in Modesto, California.
Oh,
Greg?
Modesto?
Hey guys, yeah,
hey
we're
guys.
Here in Modesto, historic Modesto,
I don't know
birthplace
about
of
where.
Mr.
What?
George Lucas.
Mr. George Lucas,
Oh, because we're talking about American Graffiti, of course.
director and
All
producer
makes sense.
of Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
That's true. George Lucas, that's also a very interesting point on cinema history that will come up later on. Sort of involving Decker, Tim Heidecker's show they makes later on. His special top agent secret show. George Lucas is a point of contention later on. They do not like him.
And
The Empire Strikes Back.
well, I mean I knew that the whole Star Wars, but also
There's
different
6 films in total. It's not just one.
And we're also here with some people, some locals. Can you introduce
Ooh.
yourselves? You guys are actually from Modesto.
Oh, Modesto locals, damn. Cultural.
I'm Brian.
Denise.
Jason.
Cool. So
Wow.
we're at a bar here and talking to people about George Lucas. And
How
of
exciting
course,
is this?
One of the most famous films shot here was
American Graffiti.
right. So
What do they know about it, I
tell me a
wonder?
little bit about what it's like to grow up in a town where that movie was shot, and one of the most famous filmmakers of all time actually did live here.
How does that feel?
Well, you know, it's a lot to live up to. It's pretty amazing.
There's a lot to live up
people
to.
Talk about George Lucas constantly.
That's
about
funny.
His movies, about his life. It's a lot to live up to.
They're playing the role very well. Whoever
I'm
these people are.
visiting Modesto, so I get all my information from Steve.
That's fair. She's. You can hear they're breaking up laughing. There is some character breaking going on.
Much about Star Wars, but I liked McHenry, which was American Graffiti.
You were in American Graffiti?
McHenry, the road is right there.
Oh, the
and that's
road
the
that
famous road, yeah.
Oh, is that true? Interesting.
Say, growing up here, all they talk about is George Lucas, and
All they talk about.
most recently
George
Vader
Lucas.
Now, but
Oh.
George Lucas is what our city was built on, pretty much.
Cool. Greg?
That's true.
George Lucas is one of the most successful filmmakers ever, and to be here where it all started
Facts.
is an honor.
Where it all
and it's
started.
just- and it's
An
great that
honor.
We could do this salute
It's just this fucking town. What the fuck are we doing?
to George Lucas.
Why is this such a
live
big
from
deal?
Where it all began.
Where it all began. It's so funny. I just love shit like that.
The movie American Graffiti was basically set in the 50s.
This town was built
Set right
on
here,
George
right on
Lucas.
this very street, and in the 1950s, and it's a coming-of-age.
This place
picture.
didn't exist
And a
before
lot of
George
great
Lucas.
Actors got their starts. Harrison Ford,
Oh,
who later
yep.
went on to be in Star Wars.
Cool. All right, well,
Facts.
thanks for listening. We're live from Modesto. Everybody say thanks
Modesto,
for
California,
listening.
where the town was built by George Lucas, out of his own bare hands. Modesto, California.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and tune in for future tributes in this series.
Cool.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Oh man, I like that one. Modesto, California. Jesus Christ. Right, okay, now we've got a follow-up episode, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're going to do a little tribute to the great director himself, George Lucas, who we all know from Star Wars. And also American Graffiti, as we all know. And apparently people are saying that American Graffiti was not filmed in, oh shit, Modesto, California. That's interesting. Yeah, it's just, I'm curious to see what they have to say about George Lucas. After all, he was a major filmmaker. And, like I say later on, in the on-cinema universe, he becomes an enemy. Oh, look at this. You got unique graphics on this screen and everything. It's actually nice to look at something a little bit different for once. Not just that one picture of Tim and Greg.
Hey everybody, welcome to this very special follow-up episode of
Excellent.
On Cinema, calling it a On Cinema follow-up.
It's a follow-up episode and it's titled On Cinema Follow-Up.
Regarding American Graffiti.
Oh! Video graphics. We're upping the quality a little bit here.
I'm so glad everyone enjoyed the
It's exciting.
live from Modesto. It was really fun. But I've been
Live
getting
from
a lot
Modesto.
of, tweets and messages from people.
Is this actually a response video to people saying that this was fake news, not correct, erroneous film news?
Suggesting that American Graffiti was in fact not shot. in Modesto.
Oh,
So,
damn.
I reached out to a couple different people. It took
Calling
a lot
out
of
now.
work, but I got a very special guest with me, and he's going to.
It's George Lucas.
Of some confusion that's out there regarding where American Graffiti was shot.
Okay.
People have been sending me these websites.
I'm sure that they've got a logical explanation, and they'll explain clearly that this film was indeed filmed in Modesto, California, where George Lucas was born.
It's in things like IMDb.
IMDb. Yep, that's the logo.
But it just goes to show you that you should never trust anything you see on the internet.
What the fuck is going on? This is great. The fact that we've got visuals alongside this is very exciting.
Frequent guest Greg Turkington.
There he is. This becomes a pretty big thing in On Cinema 2 when they starring this guy featuring, and the picture's always not very flattering. The early episodes on cinema are pretty much like that at the cinema. This is a thing that goes on that's very funny.
And I think it goes to show you that somebody
good shit
suggests tells you the truth, you should just accept it as the truth and not try to be a know-it-all and
don't be a know-it-all
and go on the internet and claim that they're wrong. So I would like to welcome my guest. He's the director and producer of so many great movies, Mr. George Lucas. Thank you, George.
I was kidding. Is this real?
For coming into the garage here. Sorry for the mess.
Fuck off. The garage.
I want to ask you just before we get into the whole Modesto thing. First of all,
go on.
You know, shooting this film in Modesto, where the very idea for the movie.
I'm very curious to see what the fuck's gonna get. What's gonna happen here? George Lucas is apparently doing this right now.
Came from. Could you talk a little bit about where the idea for American Graffiti came from?
I guess the anthropologist side of me never went away, and I was very interested in the fact that in the 70s, when I was working in the film industry, obviously we've been through the 60s. And
what is wrong with this picture right now? Can you notice?
The American mating rituals of
there's no way
the opposite second
no way
car was very fascinating to me. I really liked this kind of law.
They're in the same room right now. Don't you know?
Ritual that had gone on in the United States.
No fucking way. That is so fucking funny. I had no idea this was a thing.
Beginning of the 60s.
Okay.
And I saw the beginning of the 60s as a real transition in the culture. Because of the Vietnam War and all the things we were going through.
Vietnam, there it is.
Right. Well,
and I had always liked the idea of Fellini's film *I Vitelloni*, which is kind of the same issue about growing.
I can't believe this is happening right now.
You know, taking responsibility and moving out of the house and that whole trauma.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
And
I haven't seen that either, Tim.
My first film,
who's currently talking to George Lucas right now.
Checks, and I wanted to expand on it.
THX 1138. What? Is THX not the sound thing? The first glimpse into Tim's psychotic tendencies. I think that's actually very true. This is a very unhinged thing that we do right now. People are calling you out because this place you went to wasn't the place where this film where George Lucas was born. So he's pretended to interview George Lucas about the film by taking snippets of him being interviewed in other things and making it like he's talking to him, which is fucking, yes, mental. Probably the most unhinged thing that we've seen so far on cinema. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Francis had said, why don't you do
this is,
movie?
The beginning of Tim. Yeah, he's a fucking nutcase.
Because THX was pretty out there for a theatrical film. And Francis said, you can do a regular movie. Why don't you do a comedy? Why don't you do something that's really accessible?
I just noticed Donald Pleasance is in that. He was in Halloween. Huh.
And so American Graffiti was the closest thing I could think of to an accessible movie.
Yeah, this is really Tim really trying to be up there with the stars. It gets worse from here, believe it or not.
The problem was that the studios didn't see it that way.
This is the least insane thing that Tim's done later on. You'll soon see.
Anything. There was no story. You couldn't tell 4 different stories and cut them up like that to where you intercut them and they weren't related to each other. They said that was impossible.
That is interesting.
Couldn't put that much music in a movie.
It's like Tarantino. Pulp Fiction was one of the first kind of films that had like a narrative that was just told in different bits, and yeah, very interesting that. And that's just like such a done thing now too. But at one point I was like, what? Never seen that before. A film where the story's all mixed up in different bits, different perspectives and shit. It was like a mental thing, like 50 years ago, which is kind of nuts to think about.
It was just, you can't just have a music track going through the whole thing. There were a lot of issues that were very controversial.
It's good stuff like that where like in Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock was not allowed to film a toilet because I'd never been done before, and I was considered like inappropriate and rude. They had to like fight to get the toilet in the scene because it was like integral to the plot. It's just like, damn, it's film sensibilities and new things and shit. Just interesting.
That kept it
I like that.
made. And for over 2 years I struggled to get it off the ground and get it made.
Right.
You know what George Lucas is saying right now is quite interesting.
Studio to approve the project.
I'll give it that.
They wanted me to do it.
He picked a good part of an interview, wherever the fuck he got it from.
But they needed a name
Mm-hmm.
to go with it, and then Francis came back after doing The Godfather.
Francis Ford Coppola.
And said, "I'll."
He also directed the Disney ride starring Michael Jackson called Captain EO. Don't you know?
Stand up,
right?
Be the producer of it.
Which George Lucas wrote as well.
Cool.
Then I panicked and realized that I needed a better script and hired some friends of mine to rewrite it and make it work.
Right. Well, can you talk a little bit about
fucking hell?
You know, shooting the movie in Modesto and some of the challenges that you had. I mean, you're from there.
Here we go.
You must have known a lot of people and knew kind of how the city was laid out. And did that pose? Was that helpful in making the movie? I mean, and you know, just like
good question.
Challenges to make this movie.
Really good question.
If it was one of your first movies, it must have been hard.
Well, the hardest thing was that it was all at night. You know,
Uh-huh.
it was a very short schedule.
He's cut up very well. It's seamless.
Wow.
And
wow.
It was short in that the sun went down at 9 o'clock at night, came up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That made me a very short day.
Yeah.
That is a very short day.
So it was a very, very, very fast and short schedule,
yeah.
especially considering it was all on location with cars that broke.
Yeah, man, that's gotta be a fucking nightmare to do a film like that on location with very short days, like sunlight and shit. Fuck, man, I'd hate that.
Kind of situation.
Right.
So it was a.
Just got batter out.
Just physically a very difficult thing
yeah.
to get through.
Especially then, man, that's a nightmare.
Thank you very much, George, for coming in, and maybe next time you can
set up shots and stuff. I'm gonna deal with like real outside nonsense.
Again, it's just been a real pleasure, and thanks everybody for listening.
Look at this! I can't believe they got George Lucas on the show, and then damn, their relationship really falls apart later. I'll tell you that much.
Clears it up, and stay tuned. We'll
the picture of Tim is amazing. Still got his mustache when he was filming the comedy at that time.
On Cinema. Thank you.
Thank you. Whoa! The On Cinema team. You're welcome. That was amazing. Oh, we got credits. We got credits for this video apparently. Tim Heidecker, executive producer, director, editor, and host. Yep. Greg Turkington got a credit. That's fair. Chrissy Rubin apparently edited this. So why is Tim the editor then? That doesn't make, if he's the video editor. And who is Chrissy Rubin? That's the name that we don't see again. Well, that was a very, very different to what we've seen so far. That was a nice wee change of pace there. The On Cinema follow-up episode where George Lucas was featured explaining Modesto. Very, very interesting. Okay, 39 now, ladies and gentlemen. We are so close. We're so close. We'll get through these. But now we are on the 1979 film directed by Bob Fosse, and it's All That Jazz. Never heard of it. But it should be interesting. It's a nice little short 2-minute little delay. A nice little classic On Cinema installment here. Let's just find out what the review is.
How you doing? This is Tim Heidecker.
We're out on location again.
We're live from San Francisco.
Oh, this is the live one? Right, okay. So maybe this isn't on a stage, it just sounds like they're in amongst people then.
We've actually done this before.
I thought they were going to have a stage.
Cinema. So we're this episode we're actually talking not really a movie.
I sure did a review of Escape from Alcatraz in San Francisco a while back.
Sorry, my guest is Greg Turkington.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Here in San Francisco.
And the film we're going to be talking about today, it's actually not from San Francisco, but it just so happened that we were in a
we did that last time.
Called Snaz. And,
Snaz.
the film that we could talk about.
Snaz. I don't know why I love that. It's a great name for a club. Snaz. We're in Snaz right now.
All That Jazz from 1978, a certified classic movie. If you love music,
It's a certified classic movie.
if you love jazz, and if you love movies, I think this
I like all of those.
So this movie was pretty different. It was starred
Very different.
Roy Scheider, correct?
Correct.
Yes, it did.
Well done.
Roy Scheider from Jaws.
Oh, really?
One of my favorite movies.
Tim's drunk. Surely.
This one's one of my favorite movies too because the music's great and it's a sad story and everything like that. So, if you haven't seen it,
Speaking of Tim and alcoholism, that will be a very interesting arc to explore.
check it out.
And on
it's
cinema.
Called All That Jazz. We're up here in San Francisco having fun, drinking wine. We have had a free wine.
So yeah, Tim is drunk. This is not the first time that we will see Tim drunk in the On Cinema universe. He'll get drunk again. He gets drunk pretty frequently, specifically in the Oscar specials. And every single time, things take a turn. So yes, it's the beginning of Tim's psychotic tendencies and also his raging alcoholism.
Where they give out free wine.
It's getting worse and worse.
So check out Snaz if you're in San Francisco. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else? He's fucked.
But it should have. It's a fun movie.
Yeah. All right. Todd, thanks for listening.
Oh. Drunk Tim, bruh. I didn't think we'd be getting a drunk Tim during the podcasts, but that's interesting. Okay. We got another noughties film here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course. The classic Blue Sky animated masterpiece. It's Ice Age. A classic from 2002. Ice Age is now 20 years old, which puts the fear of God into me. Ice Age 2 is better, personally, but I'm not seeing all of them either. But yeah, it's Ice Age. It's a classic Blue Sky. God rest. Blue Sky. R.I.P. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting review. And I believe this is the first animated film we've talked about on cinema so far. I think that's right. Ray Romano? We're just starting off now. What the fuck? Ray Romano?
Welcome to On Cinema. My name is
Did he cut that into the intro by accident? What the
Tim
fuck?
Heidecker. You're listening to my podcast where I talk about my favorite movies, some movies maybe I'm not even that familiar with.
Ooh.
And just a cinema
Exciting.
podcast. I mean, it's
a cinema
right there in the
podcast.
title, On Cinema. So
it's called?
Before we get into the show, I wanted to make a little
almost like you don't need to explain it with every installment, Tim.
Just share this with you because it came to me. I was driving home from I was going to the grocery store this morning, and I stopped in at the gas station.
This sounds like Tim giving us unnecessary background on his life, which is a major thing that will continue when At the Cinema starts. In fact, every episode just about Tim will take up an extreme majority of the podcast talking about his life.
And I went to go fill up my tank, and it cost me $53 to fill up my car.
Yep. There it is.
$53.
$53, man. Damn.
And I drive a Ford Escape, so...
Damn, a Ford Escape, that's a lot of gas.
That's about 2 weeks of driving, and it's $53. And I don't know, I mean, we're not even in the summertime yet when the gas prices spike. So anyway,
Damn.
I don't know where this is all going.
We're about to see another side of Tim here, ladies and gentlemen. This is escalating so fast. I can't quite believe it. Every episode, Tim's just becoming more Tim as it goes on. It's just fucking rampant, man. This has come out of nowhere. But yeah, Tim's about to go on our tirade, I think, about the current political sphere of America, which again will continue to grow as On Cinema continues.
Obviously, it's a big problem, and I just can't imagine how anybody can afford to drive anywhere anymore. Anyhow, my guest today.
All right, the minute and 22, taken up by that. Yeah, this is turning into what we all know and love.
Guest on the show frequently, Greg Turkington.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
All that talk about gasoline, I kind of wondered if our film today was The Cannonball Run, which was a great movie about cars, and I don't.
Greg manages to bring it all back to films. This is On Cinema at the Cinema, ladies and gentlemen. We're basically here at this point. This is all very much the show. And it's pretty exciting to think about. This is just come out of nowhere and it's very recognisable. Tim and Greg have reached their peak forms, it seems, after all these podcasts.
Well, if they could make it today, if it's true what you're saying about the gas prices.
Our film today is Ice Age.
The very opposite.
An animated film from the folks that brought you Shrek. And
fossil fuels, I guess.
It's
it's the same people who brought you Shrek. Yep. Yeah.
For kids, but it's.
Is it wrong?
I think, which in the case of a lot of movies these days, the kids' movies are also written, obviously by adults, but
yeah, makes sense
for an adult audience as well.
Yeah, this is.
Ice Age is definitely up there.
I mean, it's a cartoon. It's animated.
It's animated.
It was quite successful. They don't
did pretty well.
Recognize movies like this at the Oscars, and they really
Ice Age should be considered for the Oscars. It should have.
Shouldn't. Maybe there should be an Oscars for kids films. That could be fun.
That could be a fun idea. Oscars for kids.
Definitely know they do.
Oscar Jr. Why not?
They have a Best Animated Picture category at the Oscars, so in that sense, they do honor movies like this. And this one is different though from some of your normal kids movies because it's about the past. It's about during the Ice Age, during the millions of years
ago.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
Yeah, and learn a little bit, kids, while you're watching a cartoon. Maybe learn.
Ice Age does teach you a lot about that particular period in history.
About the dinosaurs.
In fact, that's what the film's about.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
So,
no.
Right, so that's good, Ice Age.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Ice Age is on TV all the time, and it's on Netflix and in the.
I'll be on Netflix.
I guess you can get it at Target and everywhere.
Probably. Yep, we're talking about where you can get the film, as usual.
Anyways, that's Ice Age. Thanks for coming on, Greg. And call your congressman, and...
Call your... It's all happening.
Say, we want lower gas prices.
Talk about congressman and everything. Oh, man. I can't believe it. We're just slowly getting there. Okay, now we've got another bonus special episode from July the 2nd, 2012 now. I had quite a big gap in content there. So we're talking about the fan favourites. I believe this is something they talked about a few episodes ago, where they talked to listeners, the On Cinema family, talked to them over Skype, and they got their favourite films to talk about, I guess. So we've got Blade Runner by Ridley Scott, one of my favourite films of all fucking time. A masterpiece. I love this film very much. King of New York, which I've never heard of or seen, by Abel Ferrara. No idea. 1990. Boogie Nights, the funny comedy film, which I believe has people in it. Actors. Don't know their names. But yeah, I think I know of that one. Don't think I've seen it. Harry and the Hendersons. No idea. Another Woody Allen film called Match Point. No idea. Small Soldiers. Yeah. With, who does the fucking voice? That one actor. There's like 3 names. God damn it, can't remember. He's in Men in Black. Never seen it, but I'm very familiar with Small Soldiers, yes. Chariots of Fire, a little classic there. Hugh Hudson, no idea, never seen it. And The Long Goodbye. So there's quite a few films here that fans are going to talk about. So it's a very exciting little thing. The fans' favourite films, here we go. See how this goes. It's a 14-minute long special here.
Welcome to On Cinema.
Here we go.
Is a podcast called On Cinema where we talk about different movies.
Welcome to On Cinema. This is a podcast called On Cinema.
That I like, and also some other movies that I'm not even as aware of.
I just heard the Skype sound go off there.
And we got with me...
So I guess, I thought it was going to be like pre-recordings of people, but I guess it's like a call-in thing. Fans are going to call in live and talk about their favourite films. So that's quite interesting.
Special guest, Greg Turkington.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Great to be here.
So we're going to do something a little different through technology here. We're going to be
through technology. Damn, futuristic.
And getting some of their favorite movies, and maybe we'll have a couple things to say about that too. So on the line we have right now,
bloop.
we have Olivia Fox calling in. Olivia, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
That's so exciting.
Olivia, what's your favorite
Olivia
movie?
Fox.
My favorite movie is Blade Runner.
Excellent choice.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
A classic.
It is a classic, Greg. Well said.
I thought it'd be nice to hear you guys talk about some sci-fi.
Yes, we both do love sci-fi. I don't know if I would. I guess I would consider Blade Runner a sci-fi movie.
You wouldn't consider it the computer? Yeah, like that. It's like when they call the Oscars just Oscar, like the computer. I wonder if that keeps up. I don't know. I didn't even notice that there until you pointed that out. That's great. The computer.
Not traditional, no.
Because a lot of times when I think of sci-fi, I think of
It's neo-noir,
Star
Tim.
Trek and space and being out in space. Blade Runner is set on Earth.
It's a neo-noir film, Tim.
And they deal with robots.
It's a neo-noir film, Tim.
Very good point.
Very good point.
It was very popular.
It was.
There was.
I don't think it actually was that popular, Greg, actually, when I'm thinking about it. It's like 3 different fucking edits. 3 different cuts.
But there should be.
There was a sequel. It was called Blade Runner 2049, and it was also a masterpiece. Denis Villeneuve.
Doing a prequel.
Really? Okay.
A prequel?
I stand
All the way
corrected.
around.
Who would that be? Harrison Ford back again, or?
Boy, I'm not too sure.
Okay,
it
well.
Sounds weird to me, but.
But we'll be looking for it, and this is a popcorn movie, and by that I mean.
Is it a popcorn movie?
Popcorn and sit back and relax and enjoy Blade Runner.
Suppose so, yeah.
Good.
It is good though.
Thanks for the recommendation. Definitely something I'm going to check out.
Excellent movie.
It's been years since I've seen it, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for calling in. And
what that fucking Skype sound.
And,
of course, no problem. Have a great.
Thank you. Suggestions, all of you.
Have a great. Fuck off.
Chris Carr on the line. Chris.
Keep it coming.
Hey Tim, how's it going?
Great, thanks for calling in. What's your and I got by the way, Greg Turkington.
Hey guys.
Oh, hi Greg, how's it going?
Hey Chris.
Great, we're just doing a special edition here, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, I had to explain that to him, even though he's on it. We're just doing a special thing here. What the fuck?
Chris, what's your favorite movie?
That would be King of New York, starring Christopher Walken.
Oh,
wow, I'm not familiar with that one.
Sure, it's not Prince of New York. Is a
Prince? The Prince.
It's King of New York.
King of New York.
It's King of New York.
Yes, it's a.
The fuck was that sound effect?
Label Ferrer.
I didn't use Skype that often back in the day. I don't know what all the little sound bits mean. I know the hang up sound, that's about it.
I don't think that was released in wide release. Because I've never heard of that, and I
they don't even know what that is. And I tend to know.
You're pretty on point with that stuff, Greg.
Yeah, so I don't.
Yeah, come on, give him his due.
Was it released under another title? Sometimes they have different titles for different countries. Where are you calling from? Maybe it has another title in America.
Well, it was based in New York, so it was an American movie.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Chris.
Well, thanks for calling it. Fuck off, Chris. Stop challenging the hosts.
It's a criminal drug-related movie. Yes.
All right.
Well, criminal drug-related movie.
Sounds classic.
Thanks, Chris.
Sounds classic.
Always like to see what Christopher Walken. Hey, maybe that was Christopher Walken. His name was Chris.
Sam Grady calling.
Maybe that was Christopher Walken. Okay, I know that Colin sound. That could have been Christopher Walken. I love to listen to Dan Cinema Podcast. I love the way they talk about movies. It's great. Good movie insight. You know, I love it.
But Sam is. Hey Sam, how's it going?
He was on the phone there.
Pretty good.
Great. So Sam, what's your favorite movie?
Tim, my favorite movie is Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights. Okay.
Just know I had the table though.
I would have guessed that your favorite movie would be The Deep, because from the sound of your voice, you're calling from.
Your favorite film would be The Deep because you said I've seen The Deep. Good film. That's fucking funny. He's just bullying his mic quality.
Water.
All right.
Sell down, Greg.
I could probably blame that on my dormitory's internet connection. I'm sorry.
Okay, but The Deep is a good movie.
I'm sorry.
Roy Scheider.
So tell me a little bit about Boogie Nights.
Oh, is that your favorite film? Oh, very interesting. Must be a good choice. I've never seen it. I need to check it out.
If I have,
Or
seen
have
it,
I?
I've
No, don't know if I
forgotten it. Greg, do you have any?
Oh, that's a
No,
great movie,
I don't think I have.
It's about the
Well, let me do.
porno.
Why don't we let?
Porno
Why don't we?
king.
Why don't we?
Wait. Boogie Nights. Is that the one that's got Mark Wahlberg in it? Marky Mark. That is Boogie Nights, right? And he's a porn actor in it. He's a porn star. If that's Boogie Nights, I have seen that film, and Boogie Nights is actually a phenomenal comedy. Great film, if that's the one I'm thinking about. Really fucking funny. It is! I've seen Boogie Nights, and it's a great fucking film. One of Marky Mark's fucking finest. I do what I want, it's my big dick! I've not seen that in a long time, man. I've only seen that recently, actually. Maybe last year. Oh, damn. I was surprised at how fucking great it was. A really fucking great film. Really funny. Mark Wahlberg is hilarious in it. And the comedy's not even like pure, I don't know, it's like just the way they say things. It's like not overtly jokey, I think. It's great. Really funny film.
Yeah, Greg was right. It is about a group of people that work in the porn industry. And
It's got that one guy who died. I can't remember his name. He was in The Big Lebowski as well with the glasses. He was gay in it, in this film.
Julianne Moore, John C. Reilly, of course, and we can't.
Julianne Moore? That might have been him.
Burt Reynolds.
Oh.
Burt Reynolds is in it, that's right.
That was a Burt Reynolds comeback film.
Must have been.
Much like a film that I'm trying to get onto the schedule here with John Travolta is Pulp Fiction.
Classic.
Episode on Pulp Fiction.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, yes. God rest, man. That was a pretty funny review. Oh, great film. Boogie Nights, man. Can't believe I forgot the name of that.
I'm sorry, a comeback film for him, and you know, he's sort of never looked back since then. But
he's never looked back since. Quite right.
There's a lot of there was a lot of people writing him off. Anyways, thanks, Sam. We'll check out that movie.
Thanks, Sam.
I got Mickey on the line.
We're just rushing through these cunts.
It's going good, Tim.
Mickey, what's your favorite film?
I'm here with my friend Connor, where we want to talk about our favorite film, Harry and the Hendersons.
Never seen that one.
Okay, that's a John Lithgow movie.
That's a great movie.
It's a classic.
We were talking last week or a few weeks ago, can't remember when, about Klippendorf's tribe.
Klippendorf, he keeps saying Klippendorf instead of Krippendorf.
I remember loving that movie, but God, it must be 15 years since I've seen it.
Well, you
15 years.
I'll loan it to you.
Thanks, Greg.
John Lithgow, who is
John Lithgow
family. They go to the woods and they accidentally pick up Bigfoot. It's a Sasquatch, and they come to love him.
What are you talking about?
At the very end of the film, there's this really dramatic scene where he basically has to let Harry go.
Aw.
All right.
Thanks for that.
I would call it more of a dramedy. There's a really powerful performance by...
Someone just hung up there. Someone just sent a message.
Calling in, Mickey.
These fucking Skype sound effects are great. So I guess a little blip sounds are people that are on hold, I guess, is what it is.
So much variety with the choices people are calling in today, and we appreciate that.
There he goes.
It's been really fun getting to hear what people's favorite movies are. We'll see if there's a couple.
There's more.
Try and stump the experts.
Stump the Buff. First time we've ever heard Stump the Buff, a classic on cinema segment.
Something that we don't know about would be interesting.
Well, let's see Wesley here. Let's see if Wesley's got.
Beep. They're calling her.
And see if he's got something.
Him.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Wesley. What's your favorite film?
Let's see.
Let's see. I'm curious.
It's a hard question to answer.
It is. Very broad question.
Go with the film called Match Point. It's
Woody Allen.
Oh,
ah.
Yeah.
We know Woody Allen.
5 years ago or something like that, right?
Yeah.
This is one of those Woody Allen movies where actually Woody's not even in the movie.
Wow.
Really?
Remember?
Might not be a classic then. We'll see what Greg has to say.
Know some of his more famous movies.
You might want to see him in the film, you know?
Movie, as well. But this is not one of those movies. So tell me a little bit about it.
Well, basically, Match Point is about this tennis instructor.
He's got to give the plot and then they'll hang up on him.
Who starts, he instructs this guy and meets this guy's sister and starts to date her.
Neat.
But
Oh, match point. I just got that. Tennis. I just got that.
Yeah.
Great title.
Yeah.
Things get a little
That's not the best movie.
It's not the best film.
That wasn't a good movie.
It's like more of a thriller.
Yeah.
Woody Allen's not
Not
it.
a great movie.
Not a great film.
We wouldn't feature that on
my
the show.
question is,
Nah,
if you
get
were
it
to
off.
go see a Woody Allen movie, why would you go see a Woody Allen movie if Woody's not in it?
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, sort of like a missed
Come on.
opportunity for him.
I fucking knew it. They would talk about that.
It's a little hard, to get past, but I think once you get past that.
Well, I wouldn't try to get.
Wouldn't bother, bro. Why would you bother?
Wesley, we'll definitely put
Get
it on
off,
the list
Wesley.
as one of our favorite films from our listeners. Definitely be on our gold standard list that we're
But they wouldn't even feature on the show.
instituting.
Yes, I understand that.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for calling in, Wesley. Keep listening to the cast. How do you listen, on iTunes, or you subscribe through another service?
I listen through iTunes.
Great. Okay.
iTunes,
We love our iTunes friends, and especially now on SoundCloud, people are really enjoying the show that way as well.
Wow, SoundCloud in 2012. Damn, I don't think people were really. SoundCloud's only more of a recent thing in terms of like popularity, right? I don't remember ever hearing about SoundCloud in 2012.
All right. Thanks, Wes.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Thanks very much.
It's gonna get
Where
better.
are you calling from?
Just shoot it.
Springfield, Illinois.
Springfield.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of
The Simpsons.
great movies. Well, a lot of great movies out of Chicago, which is
Yes.
the same state. So
Same
Blues
state.
Brothers. Have you seen the Blues Brothers?
Yes, I have.
That is
I have also seen the Blue
classic.
Brothers.
I love
That is a classic film. Starring Dan Aykroyd. Get 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a little set of sunglasses like they were in the Blues Brothers.
both of those guys.
And are you in school now? Are you studying cinema? Are you
I'm actually planning to go to film school next year at Columbia College.
Make us another classic, would you?
Oh, make us another classic, would you? That's blessed.
School. I'm thinking of people like
That's actually really nice.
Spielberg and all the rest of them. So good luck with that, and thanks for calling in. Are you a long-time listener?
Why are they just still talking to us? Yeah, fuck them. Why are we still talking to them?
John Cairns coming in. John, how's it going?
Right,
having a good.
It's going alright.
Are you kidding? A fellow Scot? There's no way. There's no way there's a fellow Scotsman here right now, bro. I can't believe it.
Go on.
I'm so fucking excited, bro. I just heard that accent, bro. I'm so excited.
Having a good.
It's going alright.
It's going alright, mate. Aye, what's happening, mate? Fuck's sake, man. Yeah, he is from that is very much a Glasgow accent. Very much from where I am. It's fucking happening, man. It's going alright, eh? Aye, mate. Fucking class, man. Let's find out. That's so fucking cool.
John, tell me, what's your favorite
Glasgow.
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers, mate.
I'm detecting a little accent. Do you mind identifying where you're?
This is crazy right now, man. I can't believe it.
Calling from?
Glasgow, Scotland, UK.
Glasgow, mate.
Right. Well,
That's my fucking homeland right there.
Be a record, huh, Greg? What do you think of that?
Yeah. So I guess obviously you're able to pick up our broadcast in the UK, and that's good.
Pick up our broadcast, a fucking radio show, Greg. Scotland, man.
Aye, it's great. Aye, modern technology for you.
Modern technology
so
for
are
you.
Able to access it through iTunes, or how are you getting the podcast?
Aye, iTunes. It's your Twitter. I hear it through, and then I just pop on iTunes and then type in on cinema.
That's unbelievable.
Type it on cinema.
Through Skype now.
That's so fucking crazy, mate. That just to hear that accent, man.
I want a big plug out to Skype.
On cinema.
Skype, if you go to skype.com,
my boy.
you can access free.
May I met this guy before, man? I don't know. Glasgow.
And right now we're just doing audio.
That's literally just
really,
a train stop away from me.
Really an amazing service, and it's one. It really is. It makes the world such a small place. It's really neat.
It's crazy.
And Sam, we recently covered a movie on an episode called The Hunt for Red October.
That's right.
From one of your fellow countrymen. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but that's a personal favorite of the On Cinema family.
All right. Well, what an honor it is to talk to somebody from the great the United Kingdom and
yeah, man. Here we are.
Small Soldiers.
Here we got someone from the United Kingdom streaming on cinema. It's just a full circle moment right here.
Kids movie, or is that a?
Aye, it's my favourite when I was growing up.
Oh.
Me and my papa used to watch it.
Me and my papa. Oh, I used to call my granddad Papa. Damn. It's got suddenly very humbling.
All right. Well, excellent.
That's so
stuff.
sweet.
Thanks very much, and all the best. And if you ever come to America, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Okay.
Did you say probably not?
Hello, sir. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Craig.
Hey, Craig.
That was so
what's
cool.
your favorite movie?
Yeah, I have two, but I'll give you my first one.
Just one, please.
Just one, please. Come on.
Oh, Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of
yes.
Fire.
That's a classic.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
On our podcast several months ago.
Is that
Did they?
Is that where you heard of the movie, or have you been a fan of this movie for years?
No, Dead Poets Society.
Probably not.
Okay, Dead Poets Society. We'll take a couple more.
Very Scottish way of hanging up there.
Dead Poets
Someone hang up there?
With Robin Williams.
Okay, who we got here? What's your name?
Oh, that was it. There we go.
My name is Andrew.
Hey, Andrew. Thanks.
It's all Americans and just one guy from Scotland, one fucking Glaswegian guy. Well, what the fuck?
Calling in, and what's your favorite movie?
It's nice to know there are other Scottish people out there that know about On Cinema, though. That's pretty cool.
My favorite movie is The Long Goodbye by Robert Altman.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that one.
Not sure about that one.
So well, but,
I know his movie Popeye and MASH. Those are more popular movies from him. And
More popular movies.
In those two movies, then you're probably not a big fan of movies in general, would you say?
Damn, called me out. Never seen them.
That's probably true. I do like films.
I know that the set for Popeye still exists. I know that much.
So I would say that I am a big fan. I like.
Now,
MASH.
The Long Goodbye was a remake, am I right?
It was adapted from a book that had been adapted once before.
Ah. But so it's a remake.
All right, well, thanks
I
for
see.
that.
Who's in that one?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Who's in the movie?
You're welcome.
Oh, it was Elliot Gould. He played Philip Marlowe, the 30s detective.
Yes.
If you want to see a good Elliot
yes.
Gould movie, I recommend MASH, which is also directed by the director that you're referring to.
Interesting.
Robert Altman.
And if you want to see another Elliot Gould movie you may not have seen, it's probably not one of his best, but I enjoy it anyway. It's called Matilda.
Matilda? Not one of his best. Was he in that?
Kangaroo. And it's
Oh.
fun for kids.
That's not a Matilda I'm thinking about then.
And fun for
It's an
adults
Aussie
in the
film.
right mood.
All right, thanks for calling in. And guys, this has been so fun.
It's been very fun.
Hear from all you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the On Cinema family. You guys
You're welcome.
are special to us.
Aw.
And you make the show worth doing. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
what does that mean? I don't know.
it's great to hear from them, but I don't think we'll be doing more of these episodes. I hope not.
What the fuck? He was so nice a minute ago. Oh, wrong thing. Lamau. Play.
Thanks very much for listening.
Or did you say that live as well? Oh my god, bro. I hope we do. Well, they certainly don't do that again, so at the very least, Greg got his wish. Okay, we're at the final hurdle here. I think this is the final. Well, I mean, we're under 10 podcasts now, ladies and gentlemen, so very exciting stuff. We'll see what that other one's like in a minute. But yeah, this is a review of the 2011 film, only a year old at this point, just about. The Smurfs. Never seen it. Never really seen any of the Smurfs films, TBH. Maybe the second one where they turn grey evil or something. I don't really know anything about it. But never seen it. I know about the Smurfs and Gargamel and Papa Smurf and all these other little dudes. Little Miss Smurfette, etc. But here's a review. Very interesting. A second animated film today. This is only a minute 30 as well. So it's going to be insightful.
Hey everybody, this is On Cinema.
And it sounds like they're on a train.
I'm your host, Tim Heidecker.
Which fits because the movie poster's on a train as well.
I'm doing this show from an airplane.
Oh, it's an airplane. Never mind.
Flight. My guest is Greg Turkington.
Hey everyone, it's a little bit early for me, but
He's not at it.
Podcast.
Yeah, it's on a plane.
So if you're not familiar with recently flying planes, you
What?
have the option to watch some different movies.
That's true, yeah, you can watch some. So they must have just watched this film.
So we were watching a movie called Smurfs.
Hmm.
And, it's a kid's movie, but it's pretty interesting as well.
Pretty interesting. Challenging even.
This movie so far, Greg.
Oh, they're watching it? It's a live review.
Got 5 minutes left in the movie, so
Ah, a live viewing review? Don't think they've ever really done that before.
we don't know how
Or
it
since.
ends, but
doesn't really matter with something like this. It's a popcorn movie.
It's a
lot of
popcorn
fun
film.
and sort of an instant classic, not just for kids, but
And an instant
for the
classic,
parents
no
of the
less.
kids, too. I think this is something that the whole family can enjoy, and I certainly did.
So if you're on a plane
Excellent.
or want to rent a movie at home, we definitely recommend Smurfs.
Thank you. Next time on a plane, I will watch it.
Talk to you next week.
Thanks. Oh man, unbelievable! Great review, live from a plane. Now this is the one I don't know how much we'll listen to because this is just a best of apparently the early podcasts. It's about 14 minutes long, so if there's like an opening closing bit, we'll listen to that. But we're not going to listen to all this because we've listened to them all before. You can find the other podcast fucking on cinema. You can find the rest of these streams in my playlist on my channel. It's called On Cinema Chill Streams. You can watch it. Yeah, check it out. Check all of them out. This one will also be archived later. Conway Twitty, I know that name. Yes, it'll be all on the Klman channel, which if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And check out the videos. Check out the career perspective on this, which is in the link below.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Oh, to have been seated next to a historic moment. Imagine witnessing that. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Good evening, depending on when you're listening. This is Tim Heidecker. I'm your host on the On Cinema podcast.
Now we're going to see. This is obviously an opening. So we'll listen to this and see if there's an outro as well. Because, yeah, we've listened to these podcasts already.
Talking about some of my favorite movies and some movies I'm not so familiar with. But it's been a real fun experience doing this podcast.
It has been.
I've been doing it from a technical side. I've been sort of doing
you always talk about this shit.
it on my own
Yeah, well done.
and learning along the way.
Yep.
So thank you for bearing with me. And
Don't worry about it. You're doing well.
I thought
I'll good to see you here as well. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
what we could do because we are here in the summer and
Yes.
I hope everyone's having a great summer. By the way, I'm having a great summer.
It's been going well so far. I think it's spring still right now at this point, but you know, it's been sunny. Sunny day today.
Taking a few weeks off, probably about 6 weeks off.
That's why.
And,
So the best off is here.
Taking a break. I'm going to be traveling.
Cool.
And some of my guests, I know Greg Turkington is going to be.
Some of my guests.
And I'm sure some other people are very busy as well.
Okay.
So we're going to, as they say, go on a little hiatus here, and
that is what they say. That's what it's called.
So what I thought we could do is listen back and remember.
Well, we probably won't.
Remember some of the earliest episodes of On Cinema, and this is stuff. If you haven't listened to the early episodes,
We have
fun to look back
all of them.
and remember where it all started from. There's it's primitive in a way because I was doing a lot of this.
I mean, really, not much has changed, Greg. Tim, let's be fair.
A recording on my phone through the phone recorder.
Yes.
So the quality
The phone recorder.
You can really hear sort of the beginning of where it came from, and
Yeah.
of course we've graduated up
That's kind of what we're doing right now.
into working in my home studio and a lot
Home
of
studio.
The voiceover classes that I've taken.
Voiceover classes
Because you
to
can
improve his diction.
Hear my voice, how
No.
So sit back, take a listen.
What does that mean?
Stroll down memory lane.
That is.
Stroll down memory lane.
Memory lane.
Check out
Went to classes to improve his diction. They did not work, and they continue not to work this day.
one of a few of our favorite early episodes.
Uh-huh.
And again, have a great summer.
Thank you.
We'll be the whole On Cinema team will be back, raring and ready to go.
Oh,
in
yes.
September, and have a whole new slew of movies and a bunch
Slew?
of great, cool, special, exciting things happening
Rad.
in September. So until then, keep checking out the movies. I hope you enjoy all the summer blockbusters that come out.
Oh, we will.
There's too many to name here.
Too many to name.
So enjoy and take care and have a great summer.
Thanks, Tim. Okay, here we go. We listened to these already, so it's that's slow.
Hey, welcome back. We're talking On Cinema. I'm Tim Heidecker.
Start with the first episode.
Probably pick up some of the films there. There may be a box set with all the lethal weapons. Shelley Duvall.
Yep,
And,
Shining.
Carson at the time was also very popular.
Yeah, okay. Nothing we haven't seen. Moving swiftly on. Got a nice wee intro there. Okay. We're carrying on now. We're inching ever closer to the end of the On Cinema podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting very, very exciting. So they said they're going to return in September. They didn't. They returned on August 31st, so they're a bit early, which is not bad. No bad problem. No bad thing at all. And it's Dirty Harry, the classic Dirty Harry, Make My Day, the film, with Clint Eastwood. Sadly, another film I've not seen, to my shame. I would like to watch it, just never seen it really. But we're going to find out now. Oops, what could that mean? Let's find out. Oh! This must be all the new production value stuff going on. I've heard this. This is an intro I've heard before. But it's modern now. You hear that? Oh! No more piano. It's guitar, bruh. How long is this intro, I wonder? Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. You can see why they stopped for so long. I mean, this is some upped production quality right now. It's still going on!
Hey everybody!
Hey, here we go. My God, 45 seconds of that.
Listening to the On Cinema podcast. My name is Tim Heidecker. Welcome
Yep.
back.
Good sound mixing going on there.
I know I did, but it is great to be back on this show.
Excellent.
A lot's happened.
A lot's happened.
Had a great summer.
Sounds like we're going to get into more of Tim's life, of course. This is a new thing, and this will continue evolving as the show goes on.
Spent a lot of time with my family. Did some traveling, saw some movies.
Of course.
And really just enjoyed myself.
Excellent.
It was great to get away from
excuse
the
me.
show to...
The fucking outro music is still playing. It's still fading out. Or is it just playing in the background now?
You are now listening to the show.
Must be.
Also, just plug the website oncinemapodcast.com.
Oh.
Towards the end of this,
Could have used that for the doc. Did not know that existed.
Towards the end of our run at the beginning of the summer, we spent a lot of time putting that website together. And so we spent a lot of time.
Why can't he do that while talking? He did it at the start.
I'm working on putting that website together. It really is a collection of all the work we've done. 40 great episodes.
40 great episodes.
Bonus episode up there actually as well.
Oh.
Put together for 99 cents. You can go check that out.
99 cents, and we got it for free, baby. I don't know what one that is, but hopefully we'll see it.
So we're back. My guest is Greg Turkington. And,
hey guys.
The music's still going.
Happy summer.
Yes.
The music's still going. It's just really quiet.
What were you up to over the summer? Anything?
Yes, actually, I was teaching a class on film appreciation at the La Habra Community Center, and
Oh, Greg is getting his film buff accolades up a little bit. He's teaching film classes now at community centres. Very impressive.
a lot of fun, and teaching to seniors and kids and just anyone that wanted to sort of learn the history of cinema. And
Fascinating.
It was a great time. I hope to be doing more teaching in the future.
And you will, Greg. You will.
I spent some time overseas, actually.
Oh.
My business partner, my wife's, had a vacation rental home in
Tenured film buff, yep.
So
He's been doing it, and it's just he's building it up, man.
Took a trip to Portugal, which I've never been to Portugal before, and that was lovely.
Just wait until he gets those certificates for being experts on Wizard of Oz. That's when the accolades just keep coming up from there, man.
I've been sort of out of the loop a little bit, but I've also been paying attention to what's going on. I didn't get to see too many movies this summer.
Yeah.
The best dyslexic reading out there. I don't think there's anyone else who can read wrong quite like Tim Heidecker can.
I managed to stumble upon an estate sale where they were selling off old videotapes from the man who passed away.
Oh, damn.
But the videotapes were 50 cents a piece.
Oh, the VFA. It's building up again.
Picked up 500 of them.
500 tapes.
Going through those, and
well, I know there's been a lot of big movies this year: the Batman movie, the Spider-Man movie.
The Batman movie, 2012. Would that have been Dark Knight Returns? And then I'm guessing that's the... What came out in 2012? The Amazing Spider-Man, was that not 2014?
And I haven't seen any of them. So
I don't know. Forgetting.
I wanted to share something with you because I was listening to this. I was following this news story over the summer.
Oh God!
And now that I'm back in America, it's sort of become a thing. The election's coming up, and I just.
Here we go. This is Tim's 60-second soapbox. We're going to go on a political tirade again. Like I say, it's all happening. Tim's ulterior interests are slowly eking in to the show.
Let me just read this to you and get your thoughts on this. This is from Newsmax. It says Obama ignored warnings on Solyndra. The Obama administration ignored warnings from its own analysts to cut its losses on a $535 million loan to Solyndra, which is an energy corporation that makes one of these fake energy things that makes satellites or
fake.
Like the dish satellite TV.
Dish satellite TV.
For power for sun.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the movies. Showing movies on satellite pay-per-view.
Trying to bring it back to movies again.
No, great if you have it.
No, it's the
solar power, Tim.
Escapes me right now. The sunblock or the
sunblock. Come on.
Energy.
Yeah. Okay.
Energy, which doesn't work. The loan.
So Tim has just basically said it's a conspiracy that solar panels are a thing. You can't get power from the sun. Like I say, this is pretty fucking mental what we're hearing. But for On Cinema, it is just the beginning. But this is probably some of the most unhinged shit that Tim has said on the show thus far.
To Solyndra and instead restructured the deal, leading to bigger costs to taxpayers when the solar panel, there it is. Banker went bankrupt, and that's so. I don't know if you've been following this story, folks.
No,
but,
I've not been following this story, Tim. No.
This is unbelievable. What you have here is the President of the United States is
We're 5 minutes into this 9-minute review. We've not even talked about the fucking film yet.
Money to friends of his, and then they lose the money, and then they don't have to pay that money back. It's almost as if you had loaned money to a friend.
It's fucking unbelievable, Tim.
Charge of the bank, and then your friend said, "I don't have the money anymore," and the guy that
such a good analogy, man.
Well, that's fine because we'll just write it off, and the taxpayers will pay for it. So
this is a documentary.
I feel like Tim should run for district attorney or something. Like, I think he would do really well in that.
Talking about?
No. We'll get to the movie. Today's movie is Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry, just nothing to do with what he was talking about.
I just wanted to share that with you, how outraged I am. And I'm not
outraged.
one of these guys that is nuts about Romney, you know.
Yeah, no, of course not.
But what are you going to do? I mean, he's going to be our guy.
Well, that's what
it's a good question.
Movies are for, is to sort of forget our problems
and talk about them.
Stuff like this and just
Stop thinking about stuff like this. Let's move on.
Let's listen to this because I think before we get to Dirty Harry, let me just play this clip.
Oh my god, man. We're getting into some political segments now. Really seriously going on right now.
I love this.
Good morning. 2 years ago.
What the fuck is going on? You just utterly hijacked this shit.
Obama was here to tout this building and this business.
This is Romney speaking in front of Solyndra. I love this clip.
He loves this clip.
That it's a symbol of something very different today. It's a symbol
Where is Mitt Romney these days?
Success but a failure. It's also a symbol of a serious conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking the fucking preaching it, bro. This is all about expert film analysis.
And concluded that the administration had steered money to friends and family.
Fuck, man. Obama. Obama.
This $500 million taxpayer investment represents a serious conflict of interest on the part of the president and his team.
So there you have it. That's Mitt Romney. Actually, this was
well said.
Months ago, but speaking in front of Solyndra, making a very powerful statement. And if he keeps going along this road, I honestly think it's going to start setting him with voters, and people are going to come to.
Damn, we got political expertise going on right now.
In the first place, and we'll get some, at least, you know, we won't get everything we want, but we'll get some.
This is incredibly, like, Tim's just become so politicized out of fucking nowhere. It really just comes out of nowhere, really. No build up to this at all, I don't think. I don't think he's ever really touched on this until now. It's all of a sudden.
A semblance of maturity and responsibility in the White House. Anyway, that's that rant.
Let's go for the, please.
I don't know anything about that, but I do know that Dirty Harry is the movie today.
Yeah, it is. It's a classic.
It's the whole series, in fact.
Well, let's talk about Dirty Harry.
He was talking about it already. Arnold?
Clint Eastwood from the Dirty Harry movies.
Madam.
First Dirty Harry.
It was.
And the best, I think.
He plays a renegade cop who wants justice delivered from on the streets.
Damn, he's reading the premise now. They've really upped their game here on the On Cinema podcast.
And he gets it, and he doesn't play by the rules, by the way.
Nope, loose cannon, you might say.
What we're talking about with Cylinder and everything, that we see this great example from 70s movies. Clint Eastwood is a model for
stand it up against the enemy.
We need to start behaving if the government starts telling us what we need to do.
I think the movie was just a lot of fun. This is one that keeps you on the edge of your seat,
Mm.
and it's a thriller, and it's one of the first of the big movie thrillers that continues to this day.
Mm.
And it's a very popular type of movie, and it's neat.
It's a very popular type of film.
Where it all started, and to see Clint Eastwood sort of developing this hard-boiled cop character that has worked so well for him and for others. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Eastwood, by the time he made this movie, had he done other movies before, or was this
I think he might have done, yeah.
Yes.
Because he seems a little older in the movie. I don't know.
No, he had done a lot of westerns. And
yes, well said.
The biggest western fan, but
he's not a big western fan, really? Damn.
I do like quite a few of them, and the ones that he made are some of my favorites. And that would be.
What is it called again? The Dollars trilogy or something? I've only seen one of them. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, specifically.
If you got some spare change.
Well, it was great seeing you again. I'm glad you're safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
You sound like you had a great summer.
He's not been menaced by Obama and this fucking bullshit that Tim's talking about.
Interesting dialogue and conversation.
But politics, hopefully. Yep. Hopefully more movies.
We'll talk to you soon.
Well, now the podcast is really starting to veer away from films, which obviously becomes the main grand joke of On Cinema, as it's never about films. And the podcast, it kind of is about films, but now we're slowly veering away from that as the main premise. And I only imagine it's going to continue with our next film, which is the 1979 film Love at First Bite, which I've never heard of. That's a vampire Dracula spoof. Interesting. Well, it should be an interesting one, eh? 14. I really fucking hope we can get to it on cinema at the cinema here. I don't know. We'll soon see. And this long ass intro. It's Love at First Bite anyway. So let's just find out, shall we? Okay. Yep. Here we go. Fucking hell.
Everybody, it's
Hi, everybody.
Cinema. My name is Tim Heidecker. You're listening to another episode of the
On Cinema.
On Cinema. Coming to you from the garage. Just having a
The
great
garage.
time doing this podcast for you guys. It's also available on OnCinemaPodcast.com. You can
yes.
on Facebook. You, follow us on Facebook there.
Yep.
And but definitely check out the website.
We will.
And just getting back in the swing of things. I mean, taking that summer off. Really.
God, we're really talking about little opening chat at the start of this fucking podcast now.
Obviously, we got some new theme music, which I didn't even mention.
Didn't even talk about the theme music, man.
And,
we're moving into the modern age now with this new theme song.
But I've been getting a lot of compliments, and people are.
Yeah, man, it's great.
And it's fun to shake things up and to see where things land.
It's all going well.
My guest is Greg Turkington, a special guest, film buff.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
I guess film professor, according to last week.
He is a film professor.
Greg's doing some kind of
just teaching a little
teaching
class.
Classes.
Yeah,
is somebody still doing that this fall, or is this?
Well, I mean, it's sort of a summer series they have in La Habra at the communities.
Now, this is a thing that will continue on. There's any kind of background life stuff going on. We'll continue talking about it with every episode, maybe. This is kind of one of the first ones. Greg's fucking film class arc apparently is emerging here, and we're learning about it. This will be a thing that carries on as well.
Continue through to the fall, but maybe next year. And if anyone is
Oh, he's not doing it anymore anyway. Maybe that's it done.
come and be part of the class. It's a free class. It's Monday nights at 6:30 p.m.
6:30.
And I just talk about cinema and show clips and educate people about the history of cinema. And
Great.
We've got students that were as young as 7 all the way up to a guy who was 88 years of age.
Fucking hell. Good variety.
Interesting class to teach.
Yeah, my question this week, sort of, which I'll just throw out, is... Sorry about that. My question this week...
Was that him trying to start a segment there? What the fuck was that?
Is what happened to America's foreign policy?
Yeah, so we're just going full fucking politics mode now. Every episode we're starting up. That's probably why these are getting longer. It's because Tim's going to take up the podcast by talking about fucking political issues. And once again, this will pop up in On Cinema at the Cinema later. It will in fact get its own segment called 60 Second Soapbox. So, yeah, this the political arc has begun. We're in full swing.
What happened to the idea that we are a shining beacon on the hill?
Actually, why? Where did that go?
Nobody should mess with us if they know what's coming to them. I'm so sick of, you know, whoever it is telling me and telling that we shouldn't be proud of who we are.
Yeah, man.
I don't think anyone's telling you that.
America and proud, bro. Don't tread on me.
So I'm going to agree with that because.
Well, let me jump. Let me just.
Is
I want to get. I want answers to this question, and I think the way to get to answers to this question is
Go
to
on.
ask some more questions.
That's
Before I do
the only way to get the answers to these questions is by asking more questions. Damn, this guy's good.
that, though, I want to say that because of some of the reactions this week, I have turned over a very important part of this show's duties temporarily.
Oh my God.
Because we are in the election season, and I
Yeah,
do not
this is important now.
have time to focus on some of the more particular, some of the smaller issues with the show. I've
Like films?
delegated
Like
the
movies?
responsibility of choosing the movie we discuss this week, maybe next week, to my guest.
Oh, okay, so it's not bad. So Greg's getting the choice now. That's very, very nice of him. Because Tim's dealing with the politics, obviously.
Why don't we get through
Yes,
that
let's get
and
right to
get through with
get
that,
to the meat of the
and then I
show,
could go
the-
back to these questions.
Of course.
Greg, what is the movie this week?
At least Tim's being accommodated about this, you know.
My personal favorites, and if you are a video collector, you might stumble across this movie. They printed up quite a few copies, and
They made a few copies of the film.
Is Love at First Bite.
Okay.
It's a parody from 1979 of the Dracula series.
Interesting.
And it's
Never seen it.
George Hamilton as Vladimir Dracula.
I do like.
In this movie, it is funny.
I like the Universal Dracula films very, very
All
much.
ages, and by that I mean even if you're an adult, you may find yourself giggling like a child. It's a very, very funny movie. And it
Funny
also
film.
stars the late Sherman Hemsley, who
Yeah, I don't know who that is. God rest.
Thomas Jefferson in a rare movie appearance. Love at First Bite. I recommend it highly.
All right. Well,
Good review.
I'll have to take a look at that.
And Artie Johnson is also
More review.
from the old Laugh-In, and he's very, very funny. And Richard Benjamin as Van Helsing.
More actors.
I've seen the Van Helsing movie. This is a very different.
I have seen the Van Helsing movie. It was a very fucking rad, sick film.
All right. Well, let me.
Hugh Jackman, come on.
Thanks for that, Greg. And we'll put that up on the site as a movie that you recommend. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment.
Yeah, I just seen it.
If you like comedy.
How long have we got? Okay, so the rest of this is going to be about fucking politics, right? One imagines.
This was before Airplane, and which is another great comedy series.
Well, let me
Okay.
play this clip, and then we can talk about it.
Is this clip from the movie?
Nope.
No, this is a clip from Romney on Hannity.
Romney.
talking about foreign policy.
Can't hear it. There it is. The Vegas Strip. Where's Mr. House? It's an absolute disgrace, Red. It's an absolute disgrace.
Months ago, but I think what he says about foreign policy is right on the dot.
Go on.
So I'll let him speak.
Yeah, let him speak. I want to hear about his foreign policy opinions. Are they?
By the way, I love how Sean sets him up for this too. He completely puts him in a corner, but
he really does.
Romney's great about getting out of it. Enjoy it.
Oh, well, I'm excited for this, Tim. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is the On Cinema podcast.
He actually did say that, by the way, too.
Cool.
Weakness always begets adventurism by the world's worst actors, and that's what's happening in Iran.
Damn.
The president has communicated.
And that's just what I wanted to hear. That quote is so great.
About the
It's
world's
a great
worst
quote.
actors. Well, that ties it back to Love at First Bite because
Ties it back to films. Greg will begin to do this as well throughout the show. Really, every single time, try and bring it back to films in any way they can. They mention bad actors, talk about a film. There we go. Works every time.
All right, well, let me just finish my soapbox on the
Soapbox, there it is.
Yeah, because I just think this guy's understands what it means, how America needs to position itself.
Absolutely.
To the 21st century. We're in the 21st.
We're in the 21st century, yeah.
Very excited.
Been in it for a while.
Hopefully, be in a position to support a guy who's going to really make this country great again.
So hope so.
The world. And sometimes that's not being the nicest.
Make this country great again around the world. What does he mean by that?
I mean, I think that's where we get confused. Sometimes nice guys finish last. That's
It's very true.
Lines.
It's a great line.
Can't remember the movie that's from, but it's true.
It's in a lot of movies.
It's in a lot of movies.
It's a pretty famous phrase.
Right. So I think everybody needs to step back a minute, and while everybody's crowing about you can't say this, you can't say that, you have to also remember
go on.
sometimes you got to make the tough choices, and some people out there,
It's true.
there is evil in this world.
There is.
People need to be dealt with, and our national interests need to be the most important thing that we think about.
And
absolutely.
Podcast interests need to be also, well, it should be movies because that's what we're interested in.
Sure.
Listen, there's a time and a place for everything, and because of the severity of the election coming up, I do want to spend just a.
We've got to put more talk about politics. It's a very, very big deal right now. Like, come on, Greg. Like, get with the program here.
Fraction of every episode, talking about things that are important to me. It is my episode.
It's his episode.
I mean,
this
it is my
episode, and it's his podcast.
Let me remind you, it is my podcast. And if you
Let me remind you. Oh shit.
The content of the show, you are a guest. You're free to walk off. You're free to.
Well, I don't have the equipment to do this.
Well,
Damn.
I won't do it. I mean, here's the thing, Greg.
Oh
I asked
shit.
you to come on the show because you're a good guest and you have an interesting perspective on movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't want to be a part of the show, all you have to do is say, "I'm not interested," and then I'll find somebody else. Because believe me, there's
You can do it. Plenty of people. That's why there's been so many guests. So you'll find someone else.
Happy to come on the show and talk about their favorite movies. I could get any number of friends, family to come on this show and do this.
Yeah, but they're not experts, and it doesn't sound like that's what you'd get anyway. It sounds like you'd get somebody to talk about politics.
Well, maybe I will. And
Maybe I will. On
The
politics.
show's not popular. There's not a lot of people that listen to it. There's not a lot of people that get back to me that they like the show.
Tim's just saying that. Just try. No one listens to this fucking podcast. Is what he's saying right now.
Well, I have the opposite reaction. I get lots of people.
We just had a fan show a couple of fucking shows ago, Tim.
Twitter and on Facebook who get in touch and say how much they love our insights into popular cinema, old and new.
Okay, well, we're looking at two different sites
how much
there.
They like
and
Looking at two different sites. Oh my god, bro.
And not so much the new theme song.
Well, yeah, but whatever.
We talk about the theme song as well.
Your perception of
The old theme's better.
is not the same as mine because what I'm seeing is not worth doing this. So
Fuck it. Yeah, it's the beginning of Tim becoming very disillusioned with the world of on cinema. He's very much trying to do anything else. He's trying to get famous off of anything else. This is a thing that will be tried and tried and tried again. And this is the beginning of Tim going, I'm going to try something else. And at the moment, it's politics, and that will continue forward as well.
All I'm trying to say is these are the choices that I'm making as the guy that runs the show. And if you don't want to be a part of that, that will sadden me, and I'd feel bad about it.
Oh.
Start a different podcast because this one's supposed to be about movies. And
it is about
the fun
movies.
Thing
We
about
got to
movies
hold on. We talked about your movie, the stupid fucking vampire shit.
Stupid fucking vampire shit. It's all falling apart.
That nobody wants to see. And first of all, I give you a choice to pick a movie, and all you've been crowing about for the past year is how we don't do the Pink Panther movie or your James Bond.
That's
movie.
true.
Why not
That's
do
also true.
those? That's what I don't get. So
That's true. He's been saying about this for the whole show, and for some reason he's picked this fucking film. Why, Greg?
Opportunity, and maybe you'll redeem yourself next week. I don't imagine you will. I think what you did was set yourself up for failure because you don't want to do this anymore. So if that's
Damn.
the case, then I'm not even going to call you next week.
Holy shit, man. It's all really falling apart here.
I'm not going to have anyone listening to this podcast.
The relationship, man, it's just falling apart at the seams.
Like to get some sort of opinions about movies and have fun with it.
So sad.
Fun at all, and we're not talking about movies.
All right. Well, here's what I'll give you. I am this podcast isn't a democracy. It's
Oh God.
one guy, and
It's a Tim dictatorship.
But because I am a benevolent dictator,
It's really fucking. This is on cinema at the cinema as we speak. This is fucking insane right now.
I will allow a poll to be created on whatever a site of your choice.
Used to be about films, man. What happened?
And if they just want to hear stuff about movies, they don't care what I think about this or that, then let me know, and we'll shutter
they care
this.
about what you think about movies. I mean, that's
Yeah, don't get it twisted, Tim. Jesus.
Is sharing opinions about movies. Sometimes we get into an argument about how great a movie was or wasn't great, and that's what made it so successful, and it is successful. So I don't know why you're suddenly turning on the podcast.
I know, this is so sad, man. Like, Greg's just like, why are you doing this to us, Tim? What's going on?
That people love, and that gives people a
I am
little ray
not
of hope
subtly.
every week.
I am not subtly.
Subtly? Suddenly.
Podcast. I'm merely trying to grow the podcast.
I don't know, Tim.
By reducing the audience, I mean, let's get back to movies. That's what we do the best. And I think if we do have a poll,
This seems like the kind of thing we would talk about off air.
I think you'll find that I'm right.
Well, you'll notice I distinctly use the word poll because a vote wouldn't do anything, because this isn't a democracy. It's a benevolent dictatorship.
It's a benevolent dictatorship. Tim controls everything here.
America in this way that you're mad because it's not living up to your democratic ideal.
But you want to talk about?
God, this is heavy.
No, I don't. I want to talk about movies, and I would like to talk about the Pink Panther movies, and I would like to talk about some of my favorite James Bond moments, and get into some of the movies that we haven't gotten to.
I know, man.
Well, I'll tell you what then. Next week,
I hope that we will this season.
Next week, you know what? Next week, I will turn the hosting duties over to you for that week, and you can host your own.
Oh, this is exciting.
Retrospective.
Greg's gonna host the next show, everybody. That's exciting.
If you want to, and I will simply sit back. I'll set you up with the audio stuff that I've put all my
Damn,
money
this is
into,
intense.
and I will
all my money into.
I will talk about your James Bond movies, and I'll chime in because I've seen a few myself, and we'll see how that goes. See how many people appreciate that. You want to do that?
Well, I mean, again, this.
Because if you do, I'll make that announcement right now, and people.
Fucking on the spot.
I just want things to go back to the way they were.
Well, they're not going back to the way they were.
I don't really need to be the host of the show. I always sort of like adding.
Greg's even turning down being the host. Greg Turkington is turning down being the host. He just wants things to go back to the way they were. That's how serious this is right now.
Expert commentary, and I think you're a very good host, or we're a very
Thank you
good
very
host.
much.
And
Thank you very much.
I think that you should be hosting, and I should be providing some expert opinion. And that's
Greg's happy in his lane, man. You know?
I also don't think that this discussion should be part of the show.
No, it's too late.
Before broadcast.
No, this is who I am, and
It's
this is the
raw.
show. So,
This is the show.
That's how we get people listening, because you never know what people are going to say.
It's very true.
Folks, we're going to talk about the movies of James Bond, and special guest host will be Greg Turkington.
Guest host?
And, it'll be fun. I'll be here making sure that nothing goes too off track.
Yep.
But,
No, well, Tim, bro, you never let it go off track. Just talk about politics for a couple of minutes at a time, but other than that,
stay safe, and
it's
God
not
bless America.
taking off the track. God bless America. Fuck off. That was wild, man. What a wild installment. Absolutely insane. But here we go. As we can see, Greg's going to get his wish over the next 2 weeks. He's going to be reviewing films he's been wanting to review for a very, very long time. And we're starting off with a couple of James Bond films. Ones that I've seen. I think I've seen all of them. I can't see posters, which is very annoying. Die Another Day. Can't remember who's in that. Pierce Brosnan, maybe. The World Is Not Enough. Can't remember who's in that. Spy Who Loved Me. Roger Moore. Not my favourite. There's a Pierce Brosnan there. That's a Timothy Dalton film. The Living Daylights, I believe. Or maybe Roger Moore. It's Timothy Dalton. There we go. Timothy Dalton. Whatever. Let's just listen to it. He made a review of a couple of James Bond films as told from the perspective of Greg Turkington, guest host, who's desperately trying to save the podcast right now because it's Greg's taking it to places we don't want it to go. Long intro, again. Fade it down. Fade it down.
Hey everybody.
Good job, Greg.
To On Cinema, Tim Heidecker's podcast that covers the world of cinema. And this week
Hang on a minute.
we'll be talking about the films of James Bond, the top 5.
Someone just donate him cash? Are you kidding? Why didn't the thing pop up? Is that real? Oh, what the hell? Well, whoever sent a €5 tip, thanks so much. That's incredibly kind and generous of you. I'm so sorry the pop-up didn't happen there. What the hell? Oh, I need to change that. That's so annoying. Oh, man. Well, thank you very much for that. I sincerely appreciated. I'm sorry the pop-up didn't happen there. I wish it did. Unless, of course, you didn't want it to. I don't know why that happened, but it was supposed to pop up. But thanks so much for the €5 dono. That is sincerely appreciated. Big ups. Mad love.
And, there's quite a few of them.
I'll make sure the pop-up works for next time. But thank you.
Normally, the guest on the show, but this week we're turning things around, having a little bit of fun with it. And I'm here to talk to you about the top James Bond films of all time.
Oh boy. The top 5. Okay.
Host or guest or, yeah, I guess host. Well, the guy who owns the machinery is none other than...
Oh, Peter. Oh, thanks so much for the dono, bro. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, sorry the pop-up didn't happen. It's supposed to have a little on-cinema pop-up thing where High Points pops up, but for some reason it didn't work. And newbie to the podcast era, yeah, I have not listened to all these myself, but it's a very fascinating insight into the beginning of the on-cinema universe, really. The ones, we're nearing the end now, but these podcasts are shaping up to be very much what we all know and love, which is on cinema at the cinema. But it's a very interesting, just to go back to these. But yeah, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. I'll make sure that works for next time. I don't know why that happened.
So,
need to check Streamlabs.
James Bond movies?
No.
Well, I have.
No.
I've seen them all, and multiple times in some cases.
Tim's really not going to help with this at all.
Through them and discuss our favorites, what we like about them, and what we don't like about them.
Okay.
I'm going to go not in any particular order, but I'm going to deal with 5 that I feel if you have to start somewhere, these would be the 5 to start with.
Oh,
first,
interesting.
Die Another Day.
Interesting choice.
This one was an exceptional movie. It's
an exceptional movie.
Pierce Brosnan plays Bond.
Thought that was a Pierce Brosnan one. That was my favourite Bond.
Takes place in Hong Kong
Mm.
and Cuba.
Not seen that one in a very long time.
Always, some beautiful women, some fancy gadgets, and a lot of thrills from beginning to end. I
good film.
Truly recommend Die Another Day.
What's the next one?
Great review.
The next one on my list.
So is every review going to be, they have women, they have gadgets, spy film, great film? I think that's what these reviews are going to be.
Is The World Is Not Enough, which again, Pierce Brosnan is masterful as James Bond 007.
Oh yes.
And there's an underwater finale in this one that is, well...
Is that with the underwater car?
But it's mind-blowing. If you like underwater chase scenes and that type
Underwater chase scenes? There are a lot of those.
This is a pretty genuine James Bond classic, and if you haven't seen it, I believe it's available on DVD as part of either the James Bond classic box set or buy it individually. But it's
my father has the classic box set. It's huge.
I haven't. Which one was that?
The World Is Not Enough.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, Twitch as well. The fuck? I've not been on that in a very long time.
One with James Bond.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the follow on Twitch.
Sean O'Connery.
Sean O'Connery. Okay.
Sean Connery.
Yep. Maybe my alerts are set up on my Twitch and not my YouTube. That may be why that didn't pop up. I will fix that on Streamlabs after the stream, and that will be working hopefully next Saturday. Apologies for that again. I love that pop up. I wish that popped up. It's very funny.
It's hard to make this list. I want to add. These are all great movies, and to go through and pick just 5 is tough. But we had to do it for this podcast.
We had to do it.
We don't have time to go through them all, unfortunately. But
one day,
the ones that I love the most, and I'm sure you love the most too, is The Spy Who Loved Me.
That is a classic. Roger Moore classic. Not my favorite Bond, but you know.
Go to Egypt. Barbara Bach is in the movie.
Barbara Bach.
Beautiful Eye Candy.
Eye Candy. For all the guys out there.
It's just a very exciting film. It really has everything going for it.
Everything's going for it.
The is amazing. The song, the theme song is great. Barbara Bach is definitely one of the most beautiful of the Bond girls. And Roger Moore is arguably the ultimate James Bond. So you will want to see.
He did the most films. I wouldn't have called him the ultimate Bond, Greg. I don't know which one it is, but Pierce Brosnan's my favourite. I wouldn't say Roger Moore, personally.
It's a very memorable film. Tim, what did you think of it?
Never saw it.
Okay, well,
2 more to go.
Now you have a chance.
All right, Tim.
2 more to go.
2 more to go.
My next film on our look back.
He's really getting tested here, man.
Fleming's James Bond 007 is Tomorrow Never Dies.
Never Dies.
Did you see this one?
No.
Brosnan.
Wasn't that? Did you mention that one already?
Tim is not a big Bond fan. That becomes clearer as the show goes on. He's more of a Jason Bourne kind of guy, not into Bond really, and it's a serious point of contention between Tim and Greg because James Bond is one of Greg's favourite film franchises of all time.
It didn't. And
what was the first one?
It would be
what
on
was
any.
the first one you mentioned?
Jesus, Tim.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
God damn.
The first one was Die Another Day.
Oh.
So
mixed up quite easily.
Pretty different film.
They're
This one
very different
involves
films.
A Chinese criminal who's trying to destroy.
I like. It was like he said the first one was like in Hong Kong. This one's about a Chinese criminal. They're very different films.
And of course,
very different films.
He's always going to be the man to stop crooks from destroying the world, and that's why we
Crooks.
love it so much, and that's why we love this movie. And if you haven't seen it, now's your chance. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Well, these aren't in any order. These are my top 5. Though.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And the next one
Fair
on
enough.
the list is none other than The Living Daylights.
I like Timothy Dalton as Bond.
Timothy Dalton as Bond, and I think Dalton did a great job.
I do
as
too.
James Bond. Maybe a
Much
little
darker
bit
era in James Bond.
even. He definitely brings the suave, smooth, debonair
I agree.
Bond into focus.
I very much agree.
I like that, and I kind of like the film too.
I like the
If you
film
have a
kind of as well.
chance, Do check out The Living Daylights. One of
He
the
didn't do that
top
many.
5
It was like
James
4 or
Bond
5 he did.
movies of all time.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service was one of them.
That should do it. That should wrap it up.
Good job, Greg.
Again, if you have a chance to see any of these Bond movies, you're going to enjoy them. These are the 5 that I particularly enjoyed.
Yes.
And I would love to hear from you if anyone has any disagreement or has any Bond movies that they want to fight for.
Fight for?
That's always going to be a fun fight. So
what the strange choice of words there.
Our tribute to James Bond.
Thank you, Greg.
Something about the website.
And the website is onscinemapodcast.com. And
Good
there
job.
You can view or listen to any of our past episodes.
Mm.
We've got 40 episodes in the can.
In the
Plenty
can.
more on the way.
Plenty more on the way.
Getting back into the movie format.
Yeah, we're getting back to the films.
And it's going to be a good season this year. A lot of good movies coming out. We'll be there to cover them and to talk about old movies, favorite movies, movies you may have missed, overlooked movies, and movies that you just didn't like.
I just realised this is supposed to be the outro. And it's still got 2 minutes left.
Make the mistake of watching them, and we're always here to help you out with that. So grab a bucket of popcorn, fasten your seatbelt.
Oh, yeah.
Cinema is back.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Good outro.
Thank the guest.
Tim, man. He's really...
I'd like to thank, well, it's kind of funny. I'd like to thank the host, the creator of the show,
Tim Heidecker
has done a great job with this show, and we'll be back in the director's chair, as we call it, with the next episode.
Yeah, it's a film thing there.
Covering new movies and old movies and movies
Yep.
all the time
Yep.
on cinema
Yep.
with your host, Tim Heidecker. Tim, thanks for giving me the opportunity to sit in the director's chair and
Yep.
talk about the great films of James Bond, and I hope that the listeners
Thank you, Tim.
enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they enjoyed this one.
I enjoyed it, Tim.
We'll see what they have to say.
This motherfucker, bro. Is it done?
And that was on cinema.
It was on cinema? Yep, it certainly was.
We'll be talking about some new movies and some old movies on cinema.
Yep, on cinema.
Your friend in the movie seat.
If you ever listen to
Your friend in the movie seat.
the show, I usually end with thanks for listening. So.
I have pressed play on this, haven't I? Yeah, okay. I was playing that the whole time.
Oh, well, I did say that. I thanked everyone for listening.
Say thanks for listening.
The fuck is going on, bro? Stop abusing Greg like this.
Thanks everyone for listening to On Cinema, the podcast that
So this is a thing where Tim asked Greg to say something very simple. He's simply asking him here to say, thanks for listening. And however, for some fuckle reason, Greg can't help but go on a massive spiel as an outro instead. This is a thing that happens very often.
covers movies and more. Hopefully a little less of the more, a little more of the movies. And tune in next week when we'll be looking at, hopefully, the films of Peter Sellers and the Pink Panther.
We will.
On Cinema, thanking you for tuning in.
Thank you. Excellent outro. That went on for literally 4 minutes of an outro. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, we're moving on. I think, how long have we got? We've been streaming for 2 hours. I wanted to finish the podcasts, but I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, we'll just see how long this one is. First of all, 6 minutes. Okay. And how long is this one? 7 minutes. Okay, this will have to be the fucking... Okay. It's a review of The Pink Panther. For some reason, it's not the fucking... For some reason, it's not the Peter Sellers one that we keep talking about, the classic ones from the 70s. It's the 2006 remake with Steve Martin in it, which I've never seen, but that's fucking hilarious. Obviously, we're talking about the wrong film. But yeah, it's a review of the Pink Panther film, not the Peter Sellers one, the Steve Martin one. So this will be our last podcast for this stream, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to fucking finish them, but we're not going to. But we're past the halfway point to the final 5, at least. So next Saturday, we'll be listening to the final podcasts, and then it's on cinema at the cinema, baby. We're nearly there. Okay. Skip. Skip. Oh, here we go.
Hey everybody, you're listening to On Cinema podcast. My name is Tim Heidecker, your host. Hope you enjoyed our little show last week.
Yep.
With our guest host Greg Turkington talking about the Bond movies. That was fun.
That was fun.
I'm going to be talking about the Pink Panther in a little bit. My guest is Greg Turkington.
Hey guys.
And,
hey guys. So what's going on here? It was maybe Greg reviewing this as the guest host again, but maybe that's why it's a Steve Martin one. Tim picked it out of spite. Maybe.
Filling some promises. I got to say something. I was driving. Before I get to
politics, here we go. Of course.
Driving story. I was getting some pants hemmed. I always go to
He's getting some pants hemmed. What's going on?
I won't say the store, although maybe I should, because maybe I'd get an endorsement.
Facts.
I always get a size, when I need pants, I got a pair of blue pants, I got a size 38, 32 is really the only size that 38 comes in. But
38?
I could do more of a 30 is better, so I always go in and get them hemmed.
Cool.
So I go into the local dry cleaner, and I hadn't even
insightful stuff.
Because I just knew that it was a 32 is going to be too long.
Yep.
So I go in and I try the pants on, and wouldn't you know it, the pants fit like a glove. They fit
excellent.
Perfectly. The length is fine, maybe a little
perfect.
long, but the woman said if I just wash them, it shouldn't be a problem. And,
Okay.
So, anyways,
Anyway.
it's kind of funny. Your expectations of how things are going to go sometimes get shifted a little bit. And,
we're talking about trousers.
After all, we are in a crazy, crazy world.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, Tim. Trousers and stuff. Wow, dude.
Those pants were made in China, and I bet you that.
Those pants are made in China. What could he possibly be alluding to today, ladies and gentlemen?
Whoever made those pants, we're not measuring them to the way that they used to measure pants.
In America,
it's
bro.
A crapshoot when you get pants. Sometimes, in this case, it worked out for in my favor. But boy, I have had so many times when I've tried on clothes, and the sizes that I know are my sizes do not relate to the sizes on the clothes.
Fucking this is some insightful stuff right now. We're not even talking about politics, we're talking about trousers, literally just about trouser sizes at the moment. Welcome to On Cinema, everybody.
And that's what happens when you don't get that made in the USA quality.
Yep. Should have got some Levi 501s, bro. American made.
Reasons for that.
Come on.
But keeping the show moving along, we're going to be talking
Here we
about
go.
Pink Panther with my guest
Greg Turkington.
In a little bit. I wanted to share
a little bit.
Story with you. It is
Right, he just finished the trouser story and then he said we're moving on to the review. Funny story about that.
From one of my favorite websites, Infowars.com.
Infowars.com. Infowars.com. We're really talking about Infowars on Cinema? I guess this makes perfect fucking sense. Of course Tim Heidecker is talking about Infowars.com with that guy. What the fuck is the name of that guy again? The guy goes, "The turn of the frickin' frog's gay." What's his name again? But we're talking about Infowars now.
And boy, they're reporting on stuff that nobody else is getting near.
Oh yeah.
Talk about
Tim's conspiracy theories are emerging.
Nuclear, and speaking of nuclear, look at this story. It came out.
We're talking about nuclear. It's not the first time Tim thought Alex Jones. Thank you. Obviously, Tim is an Alex Jones fan. Alex Jones head, if you will. I can see Alex Jones appearing on Cinema at the cinema, to be quite honest. That'd be so fucking funny. I cannot believe this.
It just came through my.
Infowars is kind of a thing that runs, like, it's not directly referenced, but from Tim's behaviours, conspiracy theories, and even down at the set design of some on cinema stuff, like the first Oscar special that they did on High Network looked very much like the Infowars set and all this kind of stuff. Tim was like, looked like Trump in it and all this kind of shit. It's very much, yeah, a big inspiration for Tim Heidecker, I think, is Alex Jones and Infowars.
August 2nd on here, so that's about 6 weeks ago or so. 7 weeks ago. But the story is...
The useless exactly. The useless supplements it's all the exact same thing. Imagine being germ-free with real Genesis technology.
Russia moves
just yeah, they never directly reference Infowars apart from right now, but it's definitely a thing that it majorly inspires Tim, fictionally and non-fictionally, in terms of being the character.
Well, you mean August 2nd, 1960 or whatever? No, a report from Pravda, quote, Pravda, which is Russian, quotes President Vladimir Putin. What did I say about this guy?
What did he say about this guy?
Not to be trusted.
He's a bad man.
Russia has moved strategic
Have you seen what that guy's up to recently? Something tells you that guy's a bit of a jerk, to be honest.
That's where they need to be in case of war. Nuclear missiles to Cuba in response to the United States' continuing efforts to encircle Russia.
Oh man.
Does this ring a bell to anybody?
Yeah, man, this is sounding familiar.
I'm too young, I didn't live through the Cuban Missile Crisis, but my dad did, and my grandpa.
Yeah, man.
And I remember growing up, them telling me stories that
My dad did, my mum did too. I don't think they did actually. No, they were well past that point, to be honest.
We really didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know.
We've not talked about the film yet, by the way.
Whether or not we were going to.
There's 2 minutes 25 seconds left.
And that the bombs from Russia that they planted in Cuba, which is only a 90-mile sail or
Sail.
From
Motorship?
Florida.
Mm.
Those bombs could have been easily sent to
Man,
New York.
crazy. New York.
Our own government in D.C.
Struggling there.
Maybe
I trust you, man.
No, I won't say it, but you know what I'm
No,
thinking.
I know what you're thinking,
At the
Tim.
end of the world.
I don't know what he's thinking.
But so then listen to this. It goes on. It says the article written by Lubia Latko, some name, explains
Some
that
name.
Russia is reviving its military operations in Vietnam, Cuba, and the Seychelles.
Vietnam? What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know what that is, but unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, really? What are they thinking?
They see a weakness.
Yeah.
They see Obama as this guy that
Obama.
This guy is a complete pushover. He shouldn't be in
the tail wags the dog, Tim. Do you know what I mean? The tail wags the dog.
The White House. And he won't be.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, I do.
Its story goes on. However, with military defense system under the auspices of NATO and Europe, the process be shattered. The Russian Federation has fulfilled all
Read on.
agreement. Even though I'm starting to get to the place where I saw.
Tear time.
Freaked me out.
Welcome to the On Cinema podcast for film expertise and film experts everywhere.
Full consent of the Cuban leadership, on May 11th of this year, our country has not only resumed work on the Electronic Center of Lourdes, whatever that means,
Lourdes.
but also placed the latest mobile strategic
That's in Ireland.
missiles.
Whoa.
Quote, that they did not want to do in the amicable way. Now let them
Amicable?
deal
What the
with
fuck did he just say there?
this, says Putin.
Damn.
You have been warned,
I've
friends. All right.
I'll be thinking about this.
See you next week.
They did not even review the fucking film. Holy shit. What an episode to go out on. Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's fucking crazy. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We did it again. What? It's just, yeah, what's the only thing I can say about that, really? Wow, it's all amplifying. We are building up best review ever. Yeah, I think that may have been the most insightful one thus far, let's be honest. Jesus, man. That was fucking funny. Well, yeah, as you can hear from the podcasts we just sampled, it's becoming less and less about cinema, and that will continue. That is a recurring theme, and it's probably the main theme of On Cinema going forward, in fact. Obviously, all orchestrated by Tim. They're taking their places now, and their characters are coming together. And yeah, pretty much when we get on Cinema, the cinema, it's straightforward from there, and it's very, very exciting. So yes, that's the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll be here again on Saturday next week. I think I should be free for that. I'll make sure to let you all know on the community page here on the YouTube channel, which if you've not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sincerely appreciated. You can keep up to date on the videos and all this kind of stuff, when videos are coming out, when scripts are getting worked on, etc, etc. The description down below of this video will take you to the link for the playlist of Career Perspectives, the video essay documentary series I do, where the On Cinema video is, and the two other ones that I've done. And there's also the Streamlabs link where you can tip any cash money if you want to support the videos, support the channel. Info like that is sincerely appreciated. Pop-ups aren't working at the moment. I'll need to sort that out for next week. Yeah, pretty much that's about it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to Tinder House for tuning in and saying hello. Thank you to Peter Martin also for the €5 donation. Sincerely appreciated, my guy. It really means a lot. Really, really does. Big ups, mad love. Thank you. Yeah, next Saturday, more On Cinema. We'll be listening to the last 4 podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? Took us 4 streams to get through them all. And then we'll be finally watching some On Cinema at the goddamn cinema. I'm very, very, very excited to move on to it. To move on to season 1 and begin On Cinema as we all know and love it. So, epic. Yes, thank you all for tuning in. Like I say, if you're new to the channel, be sure, why not hit the subscribe button or whatever. Keep up to date on the videos. Like I say, keep an eye on the community tab on this page for when the next stream's happening, if any changes or whatever, updates on videos, all that shit. And I think that's going to be it now. Very exciting. Thank you all again for tuning in. Cheers to you, Peter Martin, once again, once more. Sincerely appreciated. Your support is immense. Much like anyone watching, tuning in, chatting, all that. But more stuff to come, like I say.